Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Brax, and today we are continuing on with I Wani Hug That Gator. Now, I played the demo a couple months back. Full game got released. I'm going to try to make this a couple hours long. I'm really excited to get into it. The art looks amazing. The story. This is the same people that made Snoot Game, which you probably know from some memes. I made a video or two about that, kinda, sorta. But yeah, we're just going to jump right in. Now, it lets you leave off right where the demo left off, so we're just going to do exactly that. Older versions of the demo No. No. We'll just keep going. That was a... Oh, yeah, it has you draw something in the demo, but... Yeah. September 25th. It's been nearly a full month, and things are starting to feel natural in school now. Well, at least compared to my old schools. Except now I've actually made some good friends. I'm pretty sure we're good friends anyways. I don't really know how to measure friendships. Outside of that party a few days ago, I haven't hung out with any of them outside of school. If friends just hung out at school and good friends did stuff outside of school, where does that put us? That's a good question. I was never too social. Even with my really close friends, I don't really like going out that much. Well, it's still pretty early in the school year. I'll figure out the friendship conversion rate at some point. And it's not like I'm rushing either. Shades, focus! I forgot my voice for the coach, but leaving my current thoughts, I realize I have been in the middle of climbing a rock wall in the gymnasium. Huh. Why was I spacing out again? Whoa, that was neat. Oh, right, all the blood rushing my head. Alright, peel yourself off my majestic gym floor and hit the showers. Whew. Made it just in time. I take my seat right next to Olivia and let myself relax for a second. Olivia is, as usual, doodling away on her notebook. I take a quick peek at her new work, curious to see who she's trying to turn into a caricature today. Instead, the page is filled with various scribbles of what looks to be a rat. The only piece of shading for its fur is just on its head, save for a white spot around its eye. Looks like the same one she doodled on the note we passed around in history class. The Murid mural shows its various poses and scenarios, some basic and some pretty creative. There's even one wearing a cape and wielding a ridiculously giant sewing needle like a sword. These rat doodles of yours are pretty cute. Thanks. I kind of forgot the voices I do for all the characters. Inko I just kind of do my normal voice, but she looks kind of morose, so I give her a deeper, kind of melancholy voice. Actually, that reminds me. Look who else I drew over the weekend. She flips a couple pages to her sketchbook and holds it up for me to see. Much to my surprise, it's none other than Mia. Olivia decided to draw her as what I can only describe in the most flattering of ways, as a druggy harlot. Her clothes are even more ripped than her usual attire. Her jacket is filled with all kinds of unflattering patches, and her hair is styled into a gaudy mohawk that only detracts slightly from her face full of piercings and rings. In fact, she has a couple of rings piercing her eyelids, to the point that I think it will be impossible for her to keep her eyes open from their weight. And it's not even getting to all the tattoos that Olivia has drawn on Mia's face. Mia is, I believe, the Parasaurolophus, who is dating our nerdy photography friend, Ben. Yeah, I think that's it. I can't help but let out a snicker at the sight. You like? She's sporting a smug grin as she looks my way. I mean, it's funny, but how can she even breathe with all those nose rings? Doesn't need to. She's full of hot air already. She kind of... Daria! You remember Daria? I think that's a good description of what I want her voice to sound like. The girl chuckles at her own joke. Well, that's very unlike Daria. I bet if she saw it, steam would blow out of her ears. Yeah, she'd stomp around uselessly and then do nothing else. Seems like you have a pretty good idea on how she works. She's just predictable. It's not rocket science. Oh, I think I remember these two. We're interrupted by a pair of students. I recognize them, though I only know one of their names. Yo, Inko, my Humi. That's kind of a reference. Humans in this world are basically how we in, at least the West, kind of view black people. Like a minority. Like, there are classes about them, sort of. So I saw that when you submitted to the contest, and I just love it. It was so good, I just had to show it to my friend. Yeah, man, I just had to come see who made it when Lunara told me all about it. And when she told me, I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. I just knew when I saw you, you had that artistic spirit. I have that autistic spirit, actually. Pretty damn fantastic, especially for a newbie. I'm a bit taken aback by her backhanded compliment. Still, it is a compliment. The first real one I've heard since coming to St. Hammond. About my art, I mean. Oh my gosh, I never introduced myself, did I? I'm Kiara. It's so nice to meet you. Yeah, likewise. Cool. I mean, it's not that... Oh, it's I mean, it's not that great of a piece. It's just something I had on hand. Last minute? Damn, you're selling yourself way too short there. Yeah, your work is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I'm thinking we should hang out sometime. Oh, you slut, stop trying to get into his pants. Hey, I mean, like... I'm down. Oh shit, the bell's ringing soon. Already? Damn. Well, it was nice seeing you again, Inko. Keep up the great work. Be seeing you later. Yeah, be seeing you real soon, Inko. Oh my god, you bitch. I can't help but smile as my new friends, ! Wave their goodbye and depart. A heady feeling of joy washing through my head as I replay their words and words of praise repeatedly. In the corner of my eye, Olivia's smile reflects the overwhelming cheer I'm feeling. Though it seems to have vanished the moment I look her way. Seems like you're becoming the talk of the school. I mean, I hoped that I get some positive feedback about my work, but I didn't realize it would be that good. Olivia chews her lip in contemplation before turning to me. Say, Inko, can I see your submission? Sure, give me a second. Luckily, I'm prepared as not only do I have my portfolio drive, but I finally set up a cloud drive for it. It's as simple as opening up an application on my phone and swiping to the exact digital copy to present it to Olivia. Ta-da! I consider it my magnum opus. Magnum opus, I finally got to say it. You keep a copy of it on your phone? I've got my whole portfolio in cloud storage. I learned it was a good practice from a couple artist blogs. So what do you think? Oh, Olivia squints at my phone as she does her best to formulate her opinion. It's, nice. The compost of it is really something. You mean composition? I was gonna say the same thing. I knew it wasn't compost, but I didn't know composition. Yeah, that. You did great, Inko. Huh, getting a compliment from Olivia for my work feels a bit alien to me. But maybe, just maybe, this was the start of something new. Yeah, I can almost feel it now. Inko G. Nito. Oh yeah, his name is Incognito. Get it? Ace photographer, capable of capturing masterpieces through a photo lens. Yeah, that has a nice ring to it. Olivia must see my self-congratulatory grin because of her own drops. Alright, you did good. Don't let it go to your head. When the grin remains, she forces it off by elbowing me in the chest. Gah! Warned you. That's gonna leave a bruise. With that exchange behind us, Olivia and I get ready for class. Oh, shit. It was the new norm by now. Oh, AC turned on. Shit. As it was the new norm by now. Mr. Yatakan. It's, I learned this over the months. It's a play on Otacon from Metal Gear Solid. I feel stupid for not realizing that sooner. Mr. Yatakon began class with some violent abuse of school property. Good morning, good morning. Now settle down, we've got announcements to go over. I sit back in my seat, subtly feeling out the spot where Olivia smacked me to check. Yep, bruised. Sheesh. As the pale pterodon continued on reading from the announcement sheet like he did every day, I found myself lost in my own thoughts. Nothing else really happens that I consider out of the ordinary. Things that are new, like the school itself, are finally starting to become mundane. Later at lunch, I'm rattling off my best stand-up to Olivia while Damien's out getting seconds. Liz had retreated to her usual space in the rafters. Okay, Damien is the kind of red Dilophosaurus, and Liz is a Brachiosaurus, who's like into Damien. And Damien lives with Olivia, like his parents are like friends with her parents, and she's staying with them for some reason. Okay. And then he says, "Oh, god damn!" Olivia's hand flies to her nose, trying and failing to contain the snort-filled laughter. It sets off a chain reaction as my own laughter spills over my mouth full of cheap school burger. God, you suck at comedy, Inko. Olivia drinks greedily from her canteen to alleviate her sore vocal cords. Is that why you're all out of breath? It was a pity laugh. Stick to photography. You got a better one? The mood is slow to settle, but once Olivia has caught her breath, she speaks up with a snide smile. In fact, I do. So, a Triceratops, a T-Rex, and a Rhinorex find a lamp. Her mouth clamps shut and eyes go wide. Oh, is it a bag joke? Oh, perfect. I was looking for you too. Ben. He kind of looks like Peter Parker. Or Ben Parker. Olivia casts her eyes down to her lunch, spearing her mystery meat roughly with a talon. Hey, Ben, what's up? I figured to come by and congratulate you on your submission entry. This again? I mean, it is my best piece, but all the praise for it is still surprising. It's exhilarating. All these compliments and everything. Thanks, man. Hey, maybe I'll be the winner of the contest. What do you think, Olivia? The green gator girl flinches. Ben shakes his head. Also, Olivia, it's great to catch you here. Principal Scalar wanted me to remind you that you need to clean up after yourself. Leaving messes in class can disrupt students in other periods. Scalar said that? Why not tell Olivia herself? She's busy and tired of reminding you. Olivia scoffs at the mention of our principal, yet keeps her mouth firmly closed. Must not be that important then. Inko, I just spent my entire second period cleaning up her mess because she's not taking anything seriously. I'm not supposed to be Scalar's errand boy, and I'm certainly not supposed to be a personal janitor. I'm left to frown at Olivia, giving Ben the silent treatment. Was it wrong of me to think she'd be more open with everyone else like she is with me? Do you know how hard it is to scrub baking soda out of the carpet once it's dried? I do. It's fucking rough. Can you just try not to make other people's lives harder? Fuck, dude. That's a bit too far. Ben, what the hell? Yeah, dude. Fuck that, dude. I didn't mean that. I went too far. Sorry. Olivia tries shooting me an indifferent gaze. It cracks a bit into embarrassment when I don't return it. Ben's comment is completely uncalled for. I can't just stand around if she's not even going to defend herself. Come on, Ben, leave her alone. My point being, Olivia, this is completely ridiculous. I expect better from you. Expect? How can you have expectations for her? Dude, that's fucked up too. Yeah, dude, that's kind of shitty. Yeah, that came out a little wrong, yeah. Well, I expect her to do the bare minimum and not waste my time. And yeah, Ben's kind of right. Olivia doesn't even bother looking at Ben. Instead, she's looking at me with that sad face until she quietly wheels away from us. I think I went a little too far there. Man, he pinches his brow and sighs. Left standing here with the student council president, I wonder what I had done that earned me Olivia's ire just now. That bad? Mia really wanted me to have lunch with her today. She's definitely going to give me an earful after school. He glances at his phone and grimaces at the notifications. Spoke too soon. She's giving me one now. Well, you should probably grab your lunch while there's still time. Ben glances up at the clocks in the lunchroom. There's about 10 minutes left of lunch left. You're right, but the lines usually close 5 minutes ago. His fist hammers his palm in epiphany. Oh, you use the vending machines out there. Anything good there? I've been enjoying the atomic hot taquitos recently. But Damien tells me he's a bigger fan of bitter melon bites. Bitter melon it is. I don't think my tail can handle that amount of capsaicin. Capsaicin? Nah, I don't know. Ben gets up from his seat. Alright, I'll go check it out. Let's see. One of his feet gets caught in the stool and he stumbles headfirst. Right into Damien's tray stacked high with mystery meat. Shit. He faceplants right through the tray and onto the floor. On the bright side, the mystery meat cushions his fall. On the dark side, the mystery meat cushions his fall. Whoa, Ben, you alright? I jump from my seat and get up to help. Go to help him. Blah. Instinctively, I take a look around the cafeteria. All eyes are on us. I already hear it starting. Various murmurs about safety of the student council president. Murmurs that start breaking out in jeers. I know how this song and dance goes. It's over for Ben. He gets up and dusts off his blazer. Not exactly what I meant when I said meet and greet, Damien. Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. All of a sudden, the entire attitude of the cafeteria shifted before my eyes. The jeers were deflected into a general amusement that permeated throughout the room. One of the nearby students stands up and hands him a few napkins to wipe his face off. Hey, thanks. How does he manage to stay composed while covered in school mystery meat? I'm both impressed and jealous. You okay? I thought you couldn't eat me. Nah, even if I swallowed any, it'd take a lot more than that to really be an issue. I'll be fine. Thanks for the concern, though. Even as he brushes off the lunchroom grime, Ben carries himself with dignity. If that had been me, this guy's some serious quick wit. No, there's probably a little more to it than that. Man, I was looking forward to eating that. Why on earth did you even have that much meatloaf? I asked the cafeteria lady earlier this morning, and she let me have the leftovers. Although now it's gone a bit to waste. He eyes the remains on the floor. Some poor janitor's going to have to mop all that up. Maybe... Don't even think about it. The bell signaling our next class tolls. The fistfights and gang wars cease on command, and everyone starts milling towards the exits. The cafeteria empties enough that I can clearly see the Ben-shaped meatloaf angel on the floor. There's a familiar rubbery and textured feeling on my fingertips. My instincts had kicked in, hands going for my camera to capture the moment. After which a sense of shame rolls over me. That I would even consider capturing something like this, especially when it's happening to my friend. Hey man, you're friends. Just a little bit of joshing. Nothing wrong with that. I get up from my seat with a heavy sigh and finally head for my next class. I hope Ben will have time to clean up before photography. He's got 5 minutes. On my way to photography, I'm still a bit caught up by what had just happened. I think I'm starting to see how Ben accomplished that. I mean, ordinarily an incident that embarrassing would be just detrimental to your social standing. On my first day, I went through something like that. An event so humiliating, people were spreading rumors for days. Oh yeah, he was hit in the face really, really hard by a dodgeball. Sure, they died out pretty quick. but the fact is, it happened. One moment everything is fine, then suddenly something you couldn't have even seen coming just upends your life. Stuff like that can happen all the time, and to anyone. It's something that always terrified me. It's something that just happened to Ben, only. He was exempt. He was quick on his feet and diffused the situation faster than it could have even really started. It's like disaster avoidance. It's called having quick wit. I seriously think it's the most important skill one can have. To have everything under control. To see trouble from a mile away and make it a non-issue, even when it takes you by surprise. That sort of social capital is something I need. Maybe it's a little selfish, but if I were seen that way, then any sudden happenings would be forgiven instantly. Of course, Ben isn't alone. The world is full of people with that skill. Only I'd be lying if I said most of them deserved it. Most people able to get away with stuff use their unique ability for just that, getting away with stuff. What should be seen as a blessing of a social buffer is just some enabling trait of theirs, a charismatic get-out-of-jail-free card. You're kind of sounding pessimistic, dude. If I had that ability, I'd use it to push myself to my limits both artistically and productively. Whew, I'm going for some water. Delicious. That's my ultimate goal. Ben is one of the good ones, definitely. He's definitely earned my respect over this. The question remains, though. How do I get like that? That line of thinking is cut off as I round the next corner. Wanted to talk with you, Olivia. Oh, Mia. Fuck. At the center of the hallway intersection, I see Mia and Olivia. Yeah, she's dating Ben, and I assume right now she's pissed that Ben had to clean up the mess. I assume that's why they're talking. Oh, that's the outline of the two girls. Oh, shit. Oh, come the fuck now, Olivia. Don't be such a killjoy. I'm trying to be nice here. The grin on Mia's face is jovial as she stands before the wheelchair-bound girl, her tail lazily swaying as she eyes Olivia. Man, I never realized how lethal those spikes on her tail look. After all, I have to be nice to someone as talented as Olivia, don't I? Behind her are a pair of similarly smiling saurian girls. Actually, wait a minute. Those two. They're Mia's friends? She knows her way around a palette and canvas. Right, Livia? A paraplegic Picasso here. Fuck. That's you, right? I can't imagine how useless you must feel otherwise. I'm so glad you're able to put those thoughts aside and paint some things you like. Mia takes a step towards Olivia, her previous expression taking on a more ominous air. Yet, for all that talent and untapped potential, you seem to lack some of the basics expected of a functioning young adult. Mia's lips part, revealing a cruel grin. I hear you've been really dirty, messy little baby, leaving your stuff everywhere in class and getting it all over the place. They should stick you in a cute little bib. Kiara and Lunar laugh, jeering loudly at Olivia. Mia snaps her finger, causing the two of them to go quiet. This is stereotypical textbook mean girl shit. I still don't want to believe it. These two, they were so nice to me. What are they doing with Mia? I know them. They're smart. They know if this is what it looks. They know if this is what it looks like. It's horrible. And they're not the kind of people to punch down with this. But they all decided to do this, right? So what's going on? Is there more to this situation? Mia takes another step forward, her figure now looming over Olivia as she looks down with a cruel sneer on her lips. Normally, I wouldn't waste my time trying to single you out, but I'm going to use this moment to make you get the picture. Benny was supposed to join me for lunch. Yep, I knew it. But he had to stay behind to clean up after your mess. You got your issues, you can't ride a bike, whatever. Fuck. That's your fucking problem. Alright, this is getting really intense. Stop making it mine, Olivia. Or I need to start being a problem for you. Yeah, does Ben look like your nanny? Well, she does come pre-packaged with the stroller. Fuck! come on, Mia, that's crossing the line. Not like she can stand up to you, or anyone. What? I'm just chatting with Liv here. But if I did hurt your feelings, I'm really, really sorry. What a bitch! Kiara's beak clicks loudly and repetitively, while Lunara's hand covers her maw to hide a giggle. Oh, don't take it personally, Livia. I'm just teasing you. Right, Liv? We're all just one big happy family here. Lord knows some of us here could use one. Fuck! That's fuck. Oh, fuck. I don't even know how to respond to that. I want to hear both sides of the story here. What history Mia and Olivia have for a confrontation like this? I think getting this upset over her missing lunch with Ben is extreme, but Mia's friends remain by her side, completely steadfast against Olivia. Is it that bad? And yet Olivia says nothing to her. She has her head atop the knuckles of her hand, like I would during Prockling's history lessons. There are moments where Olivia's tail would press into the floor, shifting her chair back or to the side. It looks like she was attempting to sidestep the conversation with that muscular tail, but Mia's own movements cut off her escape attempts. Mia returns to the calm stare. There's no motion, but the staring contest was a fight in its own way, and the first to look away would lose. Olivia's frigid indifference with Mia's piercing gaze. Kiara ends up dropping her phone and both glare at her simultaneously. A draw. Kiara, I swear I'll kill you one of these days. Olivia takes the opportunity to move past Mia. Mia takes no time to toughen her stance and continue her spew of insults. What? Leaving so soon? No response. And so quickly. That's almost normal walking speed. Fuck. I was honestly thinking you need a cooler nickname to go with your need for speed. Hot Wheels. Oof. Ooh, shit, that got her. In an instant, Olivia stops to a squeaking halt. Gone was her stoic face. In its place were eyes wide with a shock. How the hell? Olivia's pace falters. Mia quickly steps ahead again and places a foot on her left wheel. Your brain-dead, fin-head friend told me in the back of gym class. Damien, fuck. Fuck, did he? I thought he told Inko. He went on about how you had it back when you were still soiling your diapers? Honestly, I think you should embrace it. So say it. Well? Are you retarded, you stupid bitch? Fucking say it. It's official. I no longer want to fuck Mia. Take that with a grain of salt. God, you need a fucking speech therapy too? Say it. Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels. See, I knew you could do it. Oh my god. Kind of fitting. I agree with half of it. Olivia's claws dig into her armrests. Maybe that's the nuance. The point is that only half of it works. Mia turns to look at Kiara and Lunara, eliciting some more giggling from them. I'm sure you wouldn't mind us taking it cool again, though, right? I mean, you were such a winner back then. Mia leans in close, her voice now a harsh stage whisper as she glares daggers through Olivia. What's wrong, Hot Wheels? Don't want to talk anymore? Am I not good enough for you? Even from afar, I can tell that Olivia is starting to lose her composure. Her tail lays limp on the floor, as if the energy to hold it was drained away. Oh my god. I think this is bullying! No fucking shit, man. I didn't want to believe it, but it's undeniable by now. This is textbook bullying. It's unfair. It's like when you're in line to use the restroom after hours and hours of waiting and someone cuts in front of you. Completely inexcusable. Is this the part where I should step in? What do I even say? I have to at least try, right? It's my duty as a fellow student. Maybe I don't need to say anything at all. Just being present for Olivia against the horde. and it certainly wouldn't help if it got a bigger target on my back for Mia. Olivia wrenches herself free from Mia's foot and continues down the hall. The others follow like vultures. Oh man, I need to think and act fast. My legs move on their own as I cross into the hallway. I'm instantly noticed. Mia's already registered my presence and her expression changes. My heart starts beating quicker and harder. Time's up for being indecisive. Defend Olivia, show support for Olivia. What does that mean? Defend, do I tell off Mia? Or show support, do I just... Oh, okay, so he said something about, do I just need to be present for her and let her... I don't think Mia would like it if we tried to defend her. I think she just kind of wants someone to be by her. So I'm going to go with that. Oh, but, there we go. Just show support. As much as I want to go off on Mia and her posse, Olivia wouldn't want me to try standing up for her again. Yeah, not after how I tried to handle it with Ben. Besides, I'd probably fumble the words and make myself look like a fool anyway. A little bit more water. Refreshing. So there's really not much I can do. But what I can do is nothing. Say nothing, do nothing, just wait for Olivia to pass by. She stops at a bit in confusion, but quickly remembers she's currently on the run. When she passes by, I follow down the same hallway, slowing my pace to be slightly behind her. Olivia turns to look at me with equal parts surprise and dread. I think a part of her fears I'm going to say or do something really stupid. Instead, I merely give a warm smile. To be picked on by that many people at once, all certain they're doing no wrong, it's terrifying. In moments like this, we should know that someone's got her back. Even if I had nothing to offer, at least the playing field will be a bit less one-sided. Now that she has someone beside her. The hell? Hey, I know that jacket, and I know that bullseye for a head from a mile away. The group starts following behind us. Olivia glances over to me, and I return another small smile. Well, if it ain't Baldy, coming in to save the day or something? I don't respond. Instead, I keep my head forward and keep on walking with Olivia. That seems to catch me a bit off guard, as I can hear gears in her mind visibly start to turn. Hey, I'm still talking to you, Hot Wheels. The sounds of shuffling boots start to gain on us. Just because you have Baldy here now to protect you isn't going to save your hide. Neither him or any of your dipshit friends. I can see Olivia's claws digging into her armrests at the nickname, but otherwise she maintains her apathetic leer. The more we walk, the more obscenities Mia keeps blurting out to try and get a rise out of either of us. That's why you don't have any real friends, you skipless salamander. I don't know if Olivia has a plan, because I can't fully understand why she's letting Mia walk all over her like this. But I remain steadfast and believe that she knows what she's doing. It's all I really can do. Who'd even want to be with a cripple like ya? I can hear Mia laughing at her own words. Olivia, please change your mind and waste this bitch. So you got something to say now, Hot Wheels? She shrugs. If that's how you feel, Mia. What? Olivia doesn't say anything else. She only turns around and begins to wheel herself down the hallway. For a moment, I stand in place and watch as Mia tries to process what happened. Even her posse looks confused, unsure of what to say. You really got her, Mia. Yeah, definitely. So that leathery bitch. Leathery bitch. Mia jerks her head to her cohorts and glares at them, angered by their petty comments. She then stares me down with obsidian daggers in her eyes. Well, that's my cue to leave. With the grace of a headless chicken, I scramble down the hallway and catch up with Olivia. Rounding the corner, there's no Olivia to be found. Where'd she go? I suddenly hear Lunara's voice echoing down the hall, followed closely by Mia's. Mia, what are you doing? Get back here, you fucks! specs. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Not alone. Not with them. Dread fills me as I hear the pursuing predator's heavy footsteps approach me. I'm grabbed from behind. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Whoa! Suddenly, I'm violently pulled aside, right into the school's elevator by the collar of my jacket. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank God it wasn't Mia. She jams the key into the slot and smashes the button to the second level. As the doors close, we hear Mia roar out for us. Next time I see those two again, I'll make sure that oversized cue ball has to use that wheelchair of hers instead. Thankfully, the elevator door closes shut, and the car jerks upwards before making its ascent. Whew, man. Never knew I'd feel grateful to be in this death trap. As I catch the breath I had unknowingly held, my eyes align with a pair of silver serpentine eyes. I appreciate what you did for me back there. I'm surprised. Not sure what to say back, really. Instead, I smile back and nod. In return, she gives me a half smile before recomposing herself. You should, roll with me in the elevator now. How come? Well, you've just become enemies with her. If she sees you, you'll be a wad of gum under her boot. Oh, joy. Yeah. Your best bet is just to avoid her, now. This way you stay out of the hallways. I appreciate it. Don't mention it. Wait, the elevator will stop Mia from beating the snot out of me in the entire rest of the school? Yes. We hear the small electronic bing of the elevator as the doors slide open. History class is as bland as it usually is. Procling continues prattling on about some sort of historical event. But most of my attention is on Olivia. She has her hoodie over her head and looks lost in thought. That altercation must have shaken her up more than I thought it would be. A part of me wants to ask if she'll be okay. Even though I already asked 3 times already. But the last thing I want to do is prod at her. Soon enough, class nears its end, and Olivia uses her accommodation to leave the class early. Besides, we can talk about it after school if she wants to anyways. The more I think about it, the more I realize that I had my first real confrontation with a bully at school. I'd heard once that when you get into a fight for the first time, you throw up from the adrenaline. No fists were thrown, but I feel about the same right now. I wring my hands together and try steadying them. Jeez, I'm a wuss. I stood up to Mia with Olivia and I end up in this mess. Hey man, I think you did pretty good. You stood by your friend. You helped her. The final class ends and I'm set free for the day. Stepping out of St. Hammond's main entrance, I'm surprised to see my friends huddled together in a tightly knit group. I usually don't see any of them after school. I always assumed they left as soon as the bell rang. Hey guys, what's going? Inko! Damien looks exceptionally worried as he glances at me. Inko, you believe me, right? Pardon? Olivia's nostrils flare with an exasperated snort. I didn't mean for any of that to happen. What's the matter, Damien? When Mia asked about the nickname stuff from so long ago, I just blurted it out. She didn't say she'd use it for something so unscrupulous. I'm ashamed it took me more than a moment to figure out what was happening. I guess Damien feels culpable for what Mia said. But why? You don't know what that word means. Who cares? Inko, really, I didn't mean for any of that to happen. Hey, I believe you, man. Your heart was in the right place. Olivia told us what happened with Mia, calling her some nickname. Damien leans back over her, unresponsive Olivia, hands spread in supplication. Liz said you were there too? I was, yeah. Olivia, you loved that nickname way back when we were kids. Damien's words were dismissed with a roll of her smoky eyes. He really didn't mean it, Olivia. I know already. For a split second, she bore row upon row row upon row of sharp teeth before gnashing her maw in frustration. Olivia's nostrils flare out with a huff of hot breath again. I can practically see everything from her day finally weigh on her. You were just being you again, Damien. Sometimes I wish you weren't, but whatever. There's a grittiness to her voice once more, but she continues on. She holds her canteen up to her lips, but drops it immediately. Empty again. The grit in her voice is back, but she presses on. And the nickname is just that, a nickname. I don't want to hear it again. Especially from her, and especially if it's just to get under my skin. Olivia stares at Damien for a while before breaking contact to glance at Liz and I. Why not? Wait, did I say that? Why did I ask that? It just kind of came out. Liz notices Damien still organizing his thoughts. Seeing as neither of the others are going to answer coherently, she sighs. Well, I wasn't around for this, but when they were freshmen in middle school, Damien and Olivia would take the bus every weekend to an arcade in the city. I guess he came up with a nickname around then, and it stuck. That's half right, but I didn't come up with it. I brought a chunk of the exchange for us to play stuff with each other. A match on just about anything was there. There was a quarter. Probably still is. But I don't think I won even once. Once she stood to win something, it's like a switch went off in her head. I'd never seen Olivia get like that. Some of the teenagers were watching too. They saw everything. A couple challenged her once. I ran out of cash, and sure enough, she ended up clearing house all afternoon. It was all she'd talk about at school all week until we could go back for more. Only took like a month for her to be recognized as some local champion. Sometime along the way, people started calling her Hot Wheels. Don't remember really who or when. But I do know it's proof she's got that fire in her. Wow. Yeah, I had fun back then. Guess I forgot I wasn't supposed to bring it up. If things really changed that much. And you did. Again. Damien hisses to himself. Sorry. Just can't help yourself. But you're right. That was the best time of my life. The name Hot Wheels belongs to 10-year-old me, not current me. Hey, that's a great story. To be recognized well that you get a cool nickname sounds amazing. Being a champion, being a winner. Oh shit, here comes the AC again. Why all the disdain for the title? I'm not. What? I'm not a winner anymore. Because you don't go to the arcade anymore? If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's only like a half hour away. Olivia looks at Liz like she just recommended everyone watch the newest Netsticks anime. Ha, Netsticks. Well, if the story's anything to go by, I'd like to see you be a winner again. Olivia's breath seems to hitch for a moment. And I'm sure you guys all want to see it too. Damien's the one that dragged you to our lunch table all this time, right? Look at him. He's nearly keeled over because he's afraid of losing that part of you. And Liz? I think I'd like to see why you and Damien are really close friends. Yeah. Yeah! And just as quick as I gained the bravado to speak up, my words left me immediately. I think I accidentally put Olivia on the spot there. Whoops. Well, her tail rolls along the ground a bit in contemplation. If you guys really care that much about it, I wouldn't mind it from you guys. All at once, Damien lights up. Yes! Alright, Hot Wheels is back. You guys now refers to Liz and Inko. Ha ha. Damien's shoulders drop for a moment, but he quickly recovers. Hey, if we're getting the name out again, we should visit the arcade together sometime. I'd rather not. Okay, then how about a better game, like Death Roll? Olivia swings her tail around to trip him, but he's fast enough to jump over it. Damien's words flood out as he contemplates new nicknames for Olivia to try and appease her, many of which are shot down by her or leave Liz and I chuckling. Aw, that's cute. Gradually our giggles died down, and the four of us chatted a bit more about the day in general. Eventually Damien and Liz headed their respective ways, with Olivia deciding to stick around. Most of the school was filtered out to their various homebound rides or to their after-school activities, leaving Olivia and I all alone. Hey, I'll roll with you. Really? I mean, I don't mind, of course. It's nothing. House is only a few blocks away anyway. Besides, I'm sure someone would beat you up and take your lunch money if I didn't. There's plenty of time to make it to the next train, so the two of us take it easy. The sun finally managed to break through the autumn clouds, making the walk almost unseasonably warm. Man, I thought the last day of summer was weeks ago. Ha, it was. I don't mind it staying warm longer, though. Feels pretty great to me. That's because you're cold-blooded, right? Wait, I forget how it works. Olivia gives... Wait, no, because... Was she warm-blooded? I don't fucking know. Olivia gives her chair an extra hard push, letting herself glide by unaided for long enough to stretch out her arms and bask in the sunlight. I must have figured you'd like the heat. Oh, what? Because I'm a dino? No, not like that. I'm just playing. Relax. You're pretty touchy on that stuff, aren't you? The two of us finally make it to the train platform, nestled as it is off the main street. I can see the train a few blocks away, our walk timed up with its arrival perfectly. I just think it's important to be educated is all. Even if you're, the only human at our school? Olivia flashes me a cheeky grin as my train pulls up. I've got to admit that her mischievous nature is a little infectious. As the train doors open, I leave Olivia with one final jab, something I know she'd appreciate. Hey, whatever you say, Hot Wheels. I neatly dodge out of the way of her slashing claws, stepping smartly onto the train as the doors close. Inko, you son of a bitch! Get back here! I like that picture of her pointing. That's kind of funny. As the doors ding shut behind me, I can see an irate but still blushing Olivia waving her fist in the train as the train begins to pull away. Still giggling, I manage to squeeze myself into the seat next to a yellow-scaled woman smelling faintly of hot dogs. Oh, I think that's a reference to Goodbye Volcano High. There was a hot dog vendor in Goodbye Volcano High. So is this the same town? I can't remember. You know, I may pay for that comment later. But the look on her face was totally worth it. As the school year progresses, the days start to feel like they're moving along much faster. A part of it may be the change of the season, however slight that change may be. While the calendar says it's officially fall, the one thing I've really noticed was the increasing number of clouds in the sky. Better safe than sorry, though, which is why I bought a fancy compact carbon fiber umbrella. Better safe than sorry, though, which is why I bought my fancy compact carbon fiber umbrella. Still, things have started to be routine for me in the mornings. Wake up, throw on my clothes, consider eating breakfast before realizing I'd wrecked my stomach, walk to the station with a featherlight umbrella in hand. Oh, this guy. And wouldn't you know it, I end up having another chat with Mr. Ferris on the ride to school. Yeah, this guy is, Liz's uncle. Not Liv. Liv and Liz, I'm gonna get that mixed up. Well, hello, Mr. Needle. How are you this morning? Doing fine, sir. Thank you. How are you? I'm doing well. So, my niece told me over the weekend that you and Olivia were in a predicament of some sort. Yeah, Olivia was picked on by someone, but it's not a problem anymore. I see. Well, that's unfortunate to hear. And strange, considering the substantial funding the school gets for anti-student harassment programs. That shit never fucking worked. My school was small, so we never really had bullying problems. But at like this one bigger school that I went to for 1 year, they had those signs all over the place, they had the assemblies, yada yada yada. Bullying was still off the fucking chain there. off the chain make it sounds cool. It's off the... It was intense. Bullying was bad. What good is all that tax money if classmates are still ragging on each other? If it means anything, Olivia knows how to handle herself. Oh, if it means anything, Olivia knows how to handle herself. I was there too to support her. That's fine, but the issue is this sort of thing shouldn't be happening to begin with. That aside, Liz has gotten somewhat enthusiastic recently regarding Olivia. She's surprised at how animated she's gotten. Ever since that get-together at Randall's place, I think. I'd wager you'd have something to do with it, no? Maybe a little. Yeah, it was certainly rocky in the beginning, but we've been warming up to each other. It's nice to see a different side of her, even if it's brief. I don't know, can I take credit for that? We all have unique chances to make a change, Ingo. If you're good at grasping them, that in itself is something to be proud of. How do you know it was really a chance to do anything? He lets out a deep, reverberating chuckle. Well, to flip our usual script and let you in on an old phrase, a friend of mine once told me, if you see a fork in the road, take it. Yeah? Thanks, Mr. Ferris. What do you mean, thanks? That doesn't fucking mean anything. You take a fork in the road, you gotta go right or left. Unless that means something like, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade, make the best of your situation, whatever. Like my mornings, the school days have become routine as well. Slave through PE with Damien, see Olivia's new doodles and sketches in art class, watch Liz lose her mind tutoring Damien at lunch. Talk shop with Ben. Though now I have to avoid Mia like the plague because she's surely out to kill me. All said, I think St. Hammond has my best school experience out of... Man, I've lost count of how often I'd moved. Must be fresh head trauma. As for today... Oh, fuck. It's been raining pretty often recently, so Coach Sully made us play more dodgeball in the gym. Mia was definitely gunning for me, which is with the way she launched them at me with the speed of a catapult. Oh, man. I rest in Yatakun's class, popping my spine against the curve of my chair. Apparently, today's a short day because of some assembly, so the period will end much earlier than usual. It also means we got most of the period to slack off, do homework. To slack off. Do homework. I think that's what he means. I glance at the desk next to me in hopes of catching Olivia's latest artistic masterpiece, when I notice she's not drawing, and instead only fidgeting. Hey Olivia, you seem a bit nervous. Everything alright? Yeah, sorry, it's just that I've been hearing rumors that the school's shared drive might be corrupted. Wait, really? Yeah, really. How could something like that happen? Not sure, but I'm scared that it might have messed with the art contest submissions. I think you should check out your entry on the website, just to make sure it's okay. Technology, don't fail me now. With urgency, I take on my phone and I type in the school's website. Fast fingers lead me to the art contest tab. Can this loading bar go any slower? Finally, the page loads in and... Oh. Looks like the submissions have been closed. What? I hold the phone up for Olivia to show her the page. The submissions have been closed since voting started last week. Oh. Why is she so pissed about it? Or scared, I guess. Sheesh, I thought Mr. Yatacon had spooked me. Olivia's all seized up. What the fuck? Sorry, had a bit of a technical issue there, but sheesh, I thought Mr. Yatacon had spooked me. Olivia's all seized up. Well, that's quite reassuring. With the submissions closed, there's no chance of any hacker messing with them. Olivia doesn't seem convinced, still drumming her fingers on her desk. Hopefully she'll feel loads better when preliminary winners are revealed. Speaking of which, when are we... Oh. As the bell sounds, the class begins to pack their things, and the Otacon corrals everybody into a single file line. Alright everybody, we have an assigned row, so stick together. Before I join the rest of the line, I look back at Olivia, who seems to be stalling. Come on, I'll walk with you. That seems to stir something in her. She glances up to me while hastily shoving a notebook into her bag. Yeah, I'm coming. As we head out the door, I notice Olivia's shuffling her hoodie a lot. It's not a long walk to the auditorium, and despite the Otacon's best attempts, most of the class splinters off to sit with their friends. Having expected this, he shrugs and makes his way over to the back of the auditorium where the other teachers are. Olivia and I are left to the struggling crowd trying to filter into the cramped theater of the school. It's going to be difficult finding some seats. It's fine, I have a spot. That's a good one. Olivia wheels herself down to a pathway, to which I follow suit. She heads down to an aisle until we're at the first row of seats. There's a vacant spot where a typical seat would be with faded handicap sign. Olivia parked her chair into an empty spot, to which I had to take a seat next to her. Best seats in the house, right? Oh, she was being for real. Can't complain. As the hall fills with more students, my anticipation rises. Oh man, I can hardly wait for the announcements. So, do you think I have a chance? Huh? Oh, maybe. Photography isn't super popular, but... Olivia folds her hands on her lap, staring straight ahead as her voice trails off. I knew that, but I'm still hopeful. Hey guys! I have to remind myself that this is normal. Hey Liz! I can't believe it's finally here. Gosh, I'm so excited. Me too. By the way, where's Damien? Hey guys! I'm over here! Damien is in the far back of the auditorium, yelling and waving his hands in the air to catch our attention. He's going to get in trouble for that. Frills, sit down! Damien immediately stops and takes a seat. With tempered expectations, we both sit in silence for just a couple minutes before Principal Scaler walks on stage and taps the standing microphone. Okay, everyone, got a whole bunch of important announcements to make, so I'll make them quick so we can have an early lunch. As soon as the idea for going for an early lunch is brought up by Principal Scaler, the entire room goes silent as vigil. I guess when it comes to an early lunch, it's serious business. Over the next 15 minutes, Principal Scaler goes over the important events coming up in the school year. Most I would consider standard things, like pep rallies for the sports teams, or bake sales to fundraise for upcoming field trips, and even something about new clubs being formed, such as the Japanese Animation Appreciation Society. I don't get it. Not the best acronym, if I have to say. I don't get it. Japs? Is that what that's... Okay. Otherwise, it's all mostly boring housekeeping stuff when one got right down to it. I almost wonder why such announcements warranted an assembly when the mood suddenly shifts with Scaler's next big announcement. Now that we got the main stuff out of the way, I've saved the best announcement for last. St. Hammond is proud to announce the 5 semi-finalists for the annual Fresh Start contest. Cheers and applause rose, loud enough to make my ears ring. Yet I'd be lying if I said I also wasn't excited for the reveal of just who had made it to the semifinals. Maybe I was giving myself a bit too much credit, but I really wanted to be among those semifinalists. I can almost taste the victory. In fact, I turned to face Olivia, prepared to cheer alongside her, but I'm stopped by my tracks when I notice that, unlike the rest of her peers, Olivia seemed to be uneasy about the prospect. Almost scared, even. Before I can even ask Olivia why her sudden change in mood, Scaler continues with her next words, cutting my train of thought off. And here we have the semifinalists. The pieces of 5 skillful students who had beaten all other competitors come up, followed by the names of the victors right above them. Alas, I see no photography submission in sight. At least I gave it a shot, right? Oh man, I didn't make it in. Liz's neck droops down like a melancholy noodle. I can't help but feel pity for the bummed out Brachiosaurus. Bzz, bzz. Checking my phone, I see. Tell Liz to come back here, bro. I'm sure Damien's got that handled. Despite my sullied mood, I look back to the semifinal winners and can't help but be amazed by them. Each artwork is impressive in their own right, their colors blending wonderfully and their figures beautifully designed. It's easy to see why these were voted as the winners. That last one especially catches my eye. The scenic landscape with the setting sun looks amazing, looks stunning. If not for the slight stylization of the skyline and fantastical color palette, it could probably pass off as a real photograph with some filters pasted over it. Is that because it is a real photograph and the corruption Olivia feared became true? I'm no art critic yet, but if I were, I'd label it as a masterpiece, easily the best out of all of them. Let's give our winners a big round of applause. The auditorium fills with the usual kind of clapping one would expect in an event like this, polite with an underlying tone of disinterest, though one person felt compelled to constantly make a piercing high whistle. Yeah, there's always that one dude. We will be displaying the winners' art pieces in room 237 if you're room 237. You're welcome to view them during lunch and after school today. Oh, neato. Principal Scalar continues the rest of the assembly, announcing other events for the school and other minor reminders. Behind me, I see teachers start psyching themselves up for Herculean task of getting 200 hungry dinosaur teenagers out of the room and towards lunch without anyone getting killed. Principal Scalar finishes and waves to them. It's to signal it's time. Oh man, shit. Alright, we're going to start adjourning the lunch. You all know how this goes, so no just going for the exit. Being the first row, we're the first to get up. I follow behind Olivia until we make it to the hall. Hey, Olivia. She stops and turns a bit. Jesus, she's still anxious about the sight thing earlier? She looks a little pale. I wanted to check out the winning paintings a bit more. Want to come along? She considers for a moment. No, go on without me. I need to use the restroom. Alright, I'll see you at lunch table then. At the lunch table then. Olivia nods and starts off down the hall, following the flow of students towards the lunchroom. Let's see, the principal said it was room 237. First thing I noticed walking into the classroom is the amount of people checking out the gallery. While I didn't expect it to be filled with brim with eager students, there's a decent amount of people here, about a baker's dozen or so. Maybe more will come along when they finish up their lunches. Well, I'm here now. Let's take a look at the lucky winners. The pieces are all set on easels in the line in the back of the classroom. Some desks and chairs are moved closer to the front to give each one its own space. By one, I take a moment to give each canvas a thorough review. The auditorium screen really didn't give the art justice, because now we can really take into detail each one by being up close. The color palettes, the brushwork, the subtle nuances. Yeah, I could definitely see all of them having a good shot at getting first prize. But now it's time to see the one I've been eager to get a look at since it was first shown. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. From what I can recall from Mr. Yadakun's lessons, it's made with acrylics, explaining why the colors of it seem more vibrant. It stands out in defiance of the other paintings in the contest, most of which were either violently absurdist or meaningless or muted still lifes of ordinary objects. It's a meadow of mystifying colors, the organic lines drawing the viewer deeper into the piece, and I feel as though this would be a place I'd wake up to within a fantastical dream. There's no rigid structure or forced metaphors here, just a fantastical merger of creative expressionism with real-world beauty. I feel my fingers itching for the familiar weight of my DSLR. This is a place that I want to immortalize in my portfolio. It's hands down the winner of the contest in my eyes. I simply must find out who made this. Looks like the breathtaking show of artistic talent was created by semi-finalist winner Olivia. Oh. Oh shit. How'd that happen? That's a problem. Ah, Inko, glad you swung by. Looks like you're admiring the art contest entries. I told you that St. Hammond's artistic programs were unparalleled. That's not mine. What's not yours? I try to say more with the words, but the words won't leave my mouth. Ben's eyes follow mine at the bottom of the painting in front of me, and I watch as he makes the same realization as I do. Inko, did you paint this? I had no idea your style was so developed, so humble. If I had known, that's not my ink tree. It, it's not? No, mine was a photograph. But what's your name doing on this one? It must have been some kind of mistake. A million scenarios come to mind. They must have got the wrong name somehow. If they did, I think the real artist would have come forward by now. Then the submission website must be hacked or broken. There are school checks for stuff like that. If it was, we would have known by now. Then, Inko, you sure you didn't submit somebody else's piece by accident? Of course I didn't. Why would I do something like that? You're the only one who can log in. You're the only one who can log into your account, Inko. Suddenly everything stops. My account. Did somebody... Look, relax, alright? We can get this sorted out. Just don't panic. Ben lowers his voice. But Inko, just to be clear. What? You didn't just get a bit of extra help, right? Ben looks at me through the edge of his glasses, eye to eye. There's some real stakes in the contest. Cheating is taken seriously. Especially fraud. The word echoes around inside of me. Fraud. It makes my bones chill. There's ingenuine, faker, liar. They're all bad in different ways, but fraud is just dripping with frigid condemnation. No, I swear I submitted a photograph. Ben relaxes his shoulders. Alright, just making sure. Sorry to alarm you. It's perturbing how he can go from deadly serious to jovial like a flipped switch. You going to be alright? Sorry, I need some air. Hey, feel free. I'll let Scalar know, okay? Yeah, thanks, Ben. No problem, take it easy. Don't do the fucking okay sign like that with your eyes closed. You look like a fucking nerd. Ben offers me an earnest smile, waving at me as he steps out of the room and down the hall. After some time, I follow him, shambling down the hall as I try to make sense of what just happened. Shit, who could have gotten... Liz helped Inko set it up. So maybe she would. Maybe Mia's fucking with them, trying to get him in trouble. I thought everybody actually liked my photography, but they all thought I was some kind of expert painter instead. I don't even know how to express it. I feel empty. I thought maybe my hard work was finally paying off, but... I submitted the right entry, so what happened? Did somebody change it? And if so, how? It's such a good piece, too. What even is there to be gained by putting my name on it? I wander aimlessly through the halls. The thought of missing lunch passes through my mind, but there's a different sort of emptiness pervading my stomach. Why is this rattling me like it is? Man, it's not like I'm in trouble or anything. Ben's helping me sort this out. I'm at a loss of what to even think right now. Oh, crap. Olivia mentioned something about server issues before. I couldn't see my submission, but... Was it just that? Maybe Olivia was right to be worried. Well, duh, why else would she be so nervous? My aimless walking leads me outside the principal's office in the gala. There's that one cityscape painting from the start of the school year. Oh yeah, the one Liv drew. Then, the very first painting I ever saw here, and still one of the best. A vibrant cityscape that morphs the rigid structure of urban planning into soft and inviting utopia, as if viewed from the eyes of a child. The sky above the city is a beautiful shade of crimson, with radiant clouds clustered along its length. with the art contest submission was the best painting I've ever seen. If the art contest submission was the best painting I've ever seen, then this one comes close. I can only imagine the accolades she must have gotten for painting this back then. You know, for a while, I got to have that experience. I got to step in the shoes of an artist much better than myself. Maybe that was the intent? All the praise, approval, everything I've been wanting. Just for a while was given by an anonymous stranger. Whoever that may be. Actually, this gives me a bit of an idea. If I'm clever and Olivia's up for it, this could be a cool way to get her to show off her painting more. Everyone will like that. Maybe that's what she needs. I could act as like a personal publisher for her so she doesn't have to deal with people. Oh! Wait a second. I peeled down the empty hallway. Olivia put it in under his name. I peeled down the empty hallway. I need to find Olivia. She couldn't possibly. But why me? Why would she? Thinking about it only increases my worries and desperation to find who I hope to rapture Jesus isn't the culprit. I haphazardly check all the places where Olivia could be, but can't find her anywhere. My hunt for the baryonyx leads me to the second floor of the atrium. Are baryonyx considered gators? It makes sense. It feels like there's a lead brick in the pit of my stomach as I internalize my current situation. A soft puttering of rain hitting the window grabs my attention to see a gloom-covered Vulcandera outside. My eyes wander along the school's pathway covered in mud thanks to the earlier rainfall. Wait a minute. Those look like tracks in the mud. Fuck. I burst through the main entrance doors and am met with a feeling of droplets hitting my head. Outside, a dark overcast has rolled in. The forecast called for an on and off rain during the day, but pretty gnarly clouds. Makes it look almost dusk. Makes it look almost dusk around. Crap, what am I wasting time for? I follow the trail with urgency, fearing the rain will wash it away. Looks like it goes down the whole pathway. I ignore my clothes becoming progressively damp and the water collecting on my shades. Eventually I round the curve that leads to the bridge and see a distressing item at its end. Fuck. What is she doing? A wheelchair. Olivia's wheelchair. Empty of the occupant, toppled on its side. A new fear grips at me, born from the mental imagery provided by that sight. Those cruel thoughts push me up the steps faster than humanly possible, even as my rational mind tries to reassure me. Running across the deck, my breath is caught in my throat when I reach the middle. She's on the ground, head slumped down. There's damaged and soaked school supplies scattered all over the walkway. Oh God, is she okay? My foot shifts, trying to force me closer. Slowly her head lifts up at the sound of my shoes squelching on the floor. Oh, Inko? Her tear-stained eyes stare at me with a dead expression. Her voice sounds weak. Olivia. I feel like I can finally breathe again. Slowly, Olivia pushes herself up. I notice she's lying atop a pile of paper shreddings. The feeling of relief slowly fades away, and I remember just why I was looking at for her. We stay silent, only staring at each other as the rain continues to bear down on us. She simply sits there, letting herself grow more and more soaked from the rain. Do you want to talk? No, not out in the open. I grab my compact umbrella from my backpack and unfurl it. It doesn't do much to dry Olivia off, but at least she's not getting more soaked. The umbrella is placed between us and the elements against the ledge, forming a personal canopy above us. Here. Now we're alone. There's a space next to Olivia to take a seat. It's odd. We sat together. Oh shit. And the room is just a little claustrophobic. There's bits of paper melted onto the pavement, soaked by rain. Though torn apart and waterlogged, I can sort of make out a tree. A rough sketch of one, anyway. Like the one that stood prominently in my false submission. So you did do it. Go, please, I can explain. I didn't have a choice. What? I know what I did was wrong, but I didn't have it any other way. And was it a choice to not trick me? She avoids looking at me, focusing on the scraps of paper scattered about the floor like confetti. It wasn't to trick you. I get it. You're mad at me. I'm not mad. I'm just confused. I thought we were good friends. I wasn't expecting it. Expecting you. She pauses to give me her throat some respite. Her usual water bottle isn't anywhere nearby. A shaky breath escapes her mouth. When you came around, I thought you were no different than the others. That you were some self-centered, pretentious midwit who only cares about his image. That's when I got the idea of using you to swap out your art with mine. You didn't seem like the kind of person who cared about how he gets the attention from others, just that he gets it. Her description of my character feels really reductive, but the ache in my chest tells me it hits a little too close to home. But that's not what I think of you now. Yatakon's the one person I can trust. So when he went to bat for you, saying we'd make good friends, I was worried. What's so special about this guy? I honestly got scared he'd be wrong. That you'd just be just like everyone else, and I'd be setting myself up for failure. But worse than that, Inko. I was afraid he'd be right, and I'd have to face what I'd done to myself. And now I've gone and done something like this. Switching my contest entry? She nods, swallowing hard. I wasn't thinking. Suddenly everything was out of balance. Everything I created, all my work, my own little world was suddenly changing, and I had no control of it. I just had to do something. I didn't know I was doing that. I'm sorry. She stops to process my words and continues. I knew I'd get caught. It's stupid. I was hoping for it, even. Someone to figure out that it was swapped so it would be changed and everyone would be none the wiser. She turns to face me with silver eyes welled with tears. I'm sorry. Please don't hate me. I just don't want to go back to being the person I used to be. Man, fuck, this is kind of getting to me. The person who didn't care about hurting you. Her head tilts downward with a violent hitch of breath. Ivory claws extend and grip at her knees in a painful display, and yet Olivia chokes back any sound she'd make. Her body shudders with every heavy breath from her, and I realize that every last defensive barrier she had was completely gone. Olivia's laid herself bare, leaving only the crying girl desperately trying to silence her pitiful tears. Oh, I am gonna go ahead and save. I want to know why I do all this, but I can't hate her. I can't hate her. I get it. She fucked up. She wants to change. Faced with those unbidden words from Olivia, I'd have to be a heartless bastard to do anything but accept her apology. It's clear that the guilt had been rotting in her conscience ever since. What she did was wrong, no doubt about it. But then again, thinking of her circumstances, how can I blame her? How could anyone? I probably would have ended up having to do the same thing in her shoes. At this point, Olivia's put herself through enough stress as it is. If there's one thing she needs to hear right now, it's that I forgive her. I don't hate you, Olivia. You don't? No, I don't. I won't lie. I definitely felt hurt when I first found out. But the fact that you're willing to admit your mistakes shows that you're growing as a person. I'm really glad to hear that we're friends. It's refreshing to hear her say it. I was worried she was only putting up with me. Olivia seems understandably puzzled over my lack of anger towards her. I figured you'd be more upset. Is this just your pity? If so, I don't want it. It's not pity, Olivia. I'm accepting your apology. I don't want you to feel guilty about it. The sooner we can put this behind us, the better. Well, I mean, she should still feel a little guilty. She could have fucked you up with this, but yeah, I still forgive her. But I can tell you're a good person, so don't worry about it, alright? I'll offer her my best smile. Olivia slowly nods. When you put it that way, I guess. But still, truth be told, I deserve to fail, to actually face consequences. I'm such a fucking fraud. All over a damn painting. Olivia, you did what you thought you had to do. And you're saying sorry for the consequences. That's all that matters. I scooched closer to Olivia. Huh? That was you taking action in a way I never would have guessed. A crime of passion, I think it's called. I'm probably wrong, but she gets the idea. The world runs on those. You don't need to change. I don't think you did anything wrong. She leans her head against the wall of the railing before looking at me with a half smile. Thanks. You're right. I'm just throwing everything away like an idiot. I'm just scared. I'm here with you. I coax the rest of the tired grin from her as she looks down at the shredded papers again. After that, after everything was said and done, things became quiet. Beneath the solace of my umbrella, we relaxed together, at least until Olivia begins shifting uncomfortably. I sit and watch as she takes her calves and shifts them. Oh shit. Finally, with the strength of her tail in one arm, Olivia lifts her hips from the floor and swings her shins fully beneath her. She smiles as she kneels over me. You just going to sit there? Crap, I guess I was gawking stupidly. But it's also fascinating seeing the girl maneuver herself these odd yet well-practiced ways. I'm kind of jealous, actually. I wish I had a tail to do some of the things she could. I pressed my hands down on the floor and pushed myself up. I don't know why. I thought to stand, but instead I shifted myself to a kneeling position too. We're face to face now. Aww. For a split second I feared the worst as Olivia drew me into a hug. I don't know what she would do. I didn't know what she'd do. I don't know what she would do. But this, I like this. For how strong her arms are, for how they're wrapped around my chest, feels exceptionally tender. My own arms have enveloped her, returning to the embrace in a similarly soft way. And as her arms loosen, I draw back, though. I don't want to take my hands off her. That was nice. Don't make it weird. Sorry about that. With the sound of rainfall hitting the umbrella, my ears suddenly pick up the noise of what sounds like squeaking. I look down and see there's something shuffling in Olivia's pocket. A little beast emerges from its hiding spot with a squeaky yawn, to which Olivia offers her hand for it to use as a platform. What the fuck is a little rat doing there? Hey, little guy, nearly forgot about you. Had a nice nap? That's a rat. Oh, right, you two haven't met each other. Inko, this is Guts. Guts, as in Berserk? Guts Berserk? Guts meet Inko. Hi, Guts. I awkwardly wave at the apprehensive-looking rodent. Olivia lifts Guts onto her shoulder gracefully, like her hand is an elevator for him. You brought him to school? Well, yeah, I just really needed him today since, all the crap that's happened. She gives Guts a few scritches under his chin. I bring him sometimes when things get rough. And nobody noticed? You haven't. Touché. Yatacon did once. He just told me not to let him run around the school, otherwise it would be considered a health hazard or something. The tardy bell rings out in the distance. We're late for our next classes. I'm sure Yatacon will understand. We should probably get back to class. Here, hold this. I give Olivia the umbrella so she and the rat can stay dry while I go fetch the wheelchair. By now it's settled some into the mud. The wheelchair has definitely seen better days. After dusting off the dirt and pooling water the best I can, I make my way back. Thanks. She offers the umbrella back, but I make sure to hold it above her. keep the wheelchair steady with one hand as Olivia climbs into the seat, using her tail to help herself up. Oh. We stand in the rain in silence for a moment, only sharing content glances. So what do we do about the contest now? That's a good question. Ben was there when I saw my name on the painting. He already went to tell someone. So like you said, no harm, no foul. What about your own submission? I ruined it. I scratched the back of my head. I wouldn't have won anyway. It's just a picture. Oh, I thought it was pretty okay. Hearing those words from Olivia sent a strange flash of heat to my face. Hold on, going for some water. Refreshing. Nice. Hearing those words from Olivia sent a strange flash of heat to my face. It's not unpleasant, but again, those honest words were a really new cut through me for some reason. Thanks. A loud squeak draws my eyes to Guts as he stands atop Olivia's shoulder. You too? A wry smile stretches across Olivia's face. I think it means Guts is saying it's actually so-so. Hey, cut us some slack, Guts. Inko didn't have any time to make anything for the contest. He's got some high standards. Yep, it's why I've gotten so good. The sheer absurdity of it. I don't know which of us broke first, but our laughter fills the air, heard only by us as the rainfall cuts off all other noises. So, now what? I don't know. I don't want to go yet. Still pretty worn out. Worn out. A smile crosses my face as the wicked idea comes to mind. Well, too bad. What? I walk around behind Olivia, grinning like a mad idiot. Inko, what are you doing? Inko! Inko! Her head tries to follow me as I stand right behind her chair. I figured that pushing your chair around is really tiring, so how about I help you out? Olivia blushes and looks away. Fine, but just for today. Returning to the campus was certainly awkward. Passerbys shoot us looks. It's not the most common scene to see a girl in a wheelchair just rolling in and sopping wet, and tracking mud in. More likely, though, it's because said girl has taken to using my umbrella to hide herself from those looks. She was already extremely red in her face. It was a conundrum. Drop the umbrella and let people see her, or keep it up and draw more attention. I shall name it the Nito Theorem. I think she's going to kill me if I ever attempt to publish it. But making her way back to Olivia's current class, she simply shook her still concealed head. I don't really have much of a choice. From all that I knew of the girl, her classes were all in the upper levels. And she was in possession of the elevator key. I was in possession of the weakest knees here in St. Hammond, at least according to Coach Solly. So oh shit. Like she's making sure I'm still there. Oh, she looks up over him just to make sure he's still there. Oh, that's sweet. Knocking on his closed door, the pterosaur professor didn't even bat an eye at the poorly hidden girl. He simply stepped aside and let us through. Ben was looking our way, but I chose to pay him no mind. After everything I heard, Olivia didn't even register he was there. She simply rolled herself to the back of the classroom and through the door into what I had always guessed was the Atacon's supply closet. You know what? I'm an idiot. It's dark room, isn't it? The stares of my other classmates abated, thankfully, as our teacher continued his lecture. Taking my own seat, I focused on the Atacon. As much as I could at least, my muddled thoughts kept me distracted the whole period. Just before the bell rings, the Atacon stares me dead in the eye. He points a stern finger directly at me and then to the floor to signal, "You, stay." Once everyone has left, he closes the class door and locks it. So, care to explain? Explain, sir? He opens the door to the back and signals Olivia to come on out. The mud, the drenched clothes, the declaration of sanctuary. I was having a bad day. She's looking a bit better, still drained, but she's not shivering. Her rat sits on her lap, and Yatacon extends his finger down to scratch under its chin. I could see that. He takes a seat against a nearby desk and waves a hand for Olivia to go on. When she doesn't, he shifts his hand to me. I look between the two of them. Mr. Yatakon's expectant leer, and Olivia's pleading eyes. Ultimately, I shake my head in the negative. I just helped Olivia get out of the rain. Of course. He slouches further atop the desk. Can I tell you some other time? Sure. Whatever it was, it looks like you've recovered pretty well. Olivia doesn't answer verbally, instead giving him a bashful smile and nod. Was it about your work again? Yeah. Ah, this girl. He turns to me and points a thumb at her. You know, the work she's so concerned about absolutely wrecks the grading curve in my class. For the sake of the other students, I had to put a limit on extra credit assignments. Really? Yeah, never before would I have even considered such a restraint. Why punish someone for working too hard, I would think to myself. Then 4 years ago, this little green goblin comes rolling into class, half a semester and more than a few angry calls from parents later. My hands were tied. The young lady simply does too dang much. Olivia smiles, but doesn't look up from her pet. It was that much better than all the other students? Well, no, I don't grade by technique. If I did, you'd be in big trouble, Ingo. Olivia's work was very good, even then, but the main thing I admire is how motivating she can be. I haven't seen someone so enthused just to paint in years. Certainly haven't seen anyone so enthused I had to change the rules like that. You were worried it'd stop me. Was I? That definitely sounds like me, but it didn't stop you. Not even a little. Heck, that year you even got me to see some things differently. I don't think I ever did anything like that. You did when you came in after class the Friday before Mother's Day. Take a look at this. I'm handed the quill pen. And the first thing I note about it is how soft the feather portion is. It's the special pen you always use. It's actually from my wife. Whoa. Inspecting it closer, I can now see more of the intricate details. From the faded engravings on the shank to the maintained but worn point. It's well made and kept, and yet the feather and brass showed its age. She came in that afternoon with a whole stack of crumpled painting drafts. So frustrated she couldn't get it right, so determined to make it perfect. I say, any of these would be great. Your aunt would love any of these. And she fires back. If it's not good enough for me, why would it be good enough for someone I love? I did not have an answer. So I tell her, take a step back. We take a few hours to go over the fundamentals once more. I send her home to try getting it right over the weekend, and come Monday she returns and hugs me first thing. That Friday night, though, what she said was on my mind. I talked about it all night with my wife. Then that morning, I decided to make a change for myself. My wife was molting at the time, so there was always a new feather or 3 in our blankets each morning. I took the biggest one, preserved it right, and got a bit of help to make it real pen. And I've used it ever since. It helps me remember to do my job right, for the people I care about, and for the people my students care about. I think what it was, it's a childlike reasoning that comes to so naturally for the youth. That reasoning makes a type of innocent, earnest dedication, something I think I'd lost for a while. Don't give me so much credit. You haven't lost it, have you? Good. Don't lose it from me, okay? Okay. Yatakon yawns and stretches. You feeling alright to go to your next class? I thought this was the last class. Yes, I'm ready. Great. He claps hand over my back. We should do this again sometime. Mr. Yatakon ushers out of this classroom and takes the late bell trills, handing us a note he'd rapidly scrawled on. Miss Prockley didn't seem enthused to see us coming late, but sighed as she read the late note from Yatakon. As I took my usual spot, I felt something odd in the corner of my eye. Looking up, it was to see Olivia looking my way, with that smile on her face, one that spoke so many words, yet I couldn't figure out what. All I could do, in turn, was try to match it before focusing on Miss Prockling's latest lecture. As more time passes, the art contest fades to the background. Last week I had a scare when Principal Scaler called me into her office. I fear that they figured out what Olivia did and assumed I was a part of it, just as she predicted. Luckily that wasn't the case. Instead, she wanted to inform me that they had no leads as to who could have done the swap, and since it was tampered, it'd be removed from the contest. No skin off my back, honestly. As compensation, she gave me one of the runner-up prizes, a coupon for some pizza from an Italian restaurant called Dynamo's. Hey, that's a pizza place from the Snoop game. It's awesome. Not the biggest pizza fan, but not a bad prize to get after all this. Saving it for a rainy day. However, I found myself in a conundrum of my own doing. My peers' concerns about my entry were resolved, but I hadn't accounted for new questions about my portfolio. My paint portfolio. The few times I showed off my photography work, they'd be mildly impressed at best. They were never upfront about it either. No, instead I got the runaround. Oh, yeah, these are nice, Inko. Not bad, but what about what you did for the contest? I can't even be mad about it, since it's just another misunderstanding, unintended lie, from my side of things. But then I had thought, what if it wasn't a lie? What if I was actually good at painting? And after working at it for the past month... Yeah, no, I can't unscrew this. For the past 3 weeks, I've been staying after school, making use of one of the club room's practice. Shinko, did you listen to any of the tips I gave you? Using everything I had at my disposal, namely the textbooks for Mr. Yatakon's for Mr. Yatakon and how-to tutorials online, I'd stay as late as possible trying to get the same skill level as Olivia. And as I stare at the horrid acrylic monstrosity before me, I could do nothing but weep at my own inadequacies. Not actually weep, but squinting at the Lovecraftian horror before me and I can maybe see a little progress, drowning in the madness of the excess paint. Olivia had made a good on her promise to teach me around the time I asked Mr. Yatakon to borrow the keys to the spare room. And while I memorized all of her teachings down to the letter... What am I even looking at? Are you trying an abstract sort of thing here? It was an attempt at a self-portrait, actually. Could probably post it online and some rich asshole would buy it. Is that good? No, never trust the opinions of people on the internet. I learned that the hard way. Sounds like some kind of meta reference or something. After a brief period of awkward silence, I let myself collapse on the stool behind me and toss off the oily apron in frustration. At this rate, I'm going to be a double fraud or something. Crick. Splat. I don't even have the energy to get angry. Probably looks better now, at least. How did Olivia get so good at this? Olivia, please, you gotta have some actual advice for me. She quietly hums to herself, slipping away a notebook she had displayed across her lap into her nearby bag. Well, when I want to draw, it's usually because I've got something on my mind. What, like inspiration? Kinda. More so that I just envisioned something, and I want to put that on canvas. Muse that. Oh, fuck! That scared the fuck out of me, man. The door to the studio flies open and Damien quickly storms inside. Ingo? Olivia? Are you guys here? He takes heavy breaths as his vision darts around the room. After a moment of surprise, I raise my arm to catch his attention. Damien? What's wrong? The hyperactive Dilophosaurus spots me, taking a final breath before jogging over. Guys, I need to ask you something. What? Is everything alright? Is something happening? I can't help but panic. I've never seen Damien this flustered. Do you guys want to come to the arcade with me and Liz? Is that it? Yeah, that's what I said. Wait, when was this decided? I thought something bad had happened. No, just asking. Liz already has the car prepped and everything. Oh. I probably should have expected that, but still. How did you know we were here? I didn't. I just kept opening doors until I found you two. I've been at it for a while, actually. Damien's eyes dart to the canvas that lies on the floor next to me. You working on your next masterpiece? Oh, ooh, painting sideways is probably one of your trade secrets, huh? Olivia hides her snicker with her hand. Don't worry, I won't tell a soul. Yeah, that's right. Don't tell anybody. I lean down to pick up the canvas and place it upright, deciding to remove the ugly painting and place it on the corner of the room to dry. Anyway, how about it? To the arcade? The olive baryonyx fidgets, her brow lowered in contemplation as she considers the question. The arcade? It's not like I had any other plans today. Sure, why not? Alright, let's go! Well, wait, don't just... Ninko, Olivia, there you are. Damien was taking so long to get you guys, I was about to come find you myself. This time both Damien and I are wheezing for air. Despite Olivia's protests and hesitation, Damien had wasted no time in grabbing her by the handlebars and sprinting for the exit. I had chased after them, all the while Olivia screamed like a banshee as she was pushed through the hallway at breakneck pace. Yeah, I take a deep breath and stand up straight. Olivia's claws have dug into her armrest, and she's definitely trying to kill Damien with a glare, which he happily ignores. Why didn't you just message me or something? I wanted to, but didn't want to ruin your concentration, man. So instead you kicked the art room door open? Yep. Liz has the good grace to look embarrassed on Damien's behalf. But yeah, give you a little bit of extra time, right? You've been saying that, staying late forever now. I can't hide the wince. It hadn't occurred to me that more people would notice. Relax, it's not like you're the only one. Yeah, I sometimes need to stay behind for student council and club meetings. Right, sure. So, come on, the car's in the student section. The Dino duo start towards the student parking lot, heading towards a rather old but well-kept sedan. Olivia grumbles silently to herself, but follows after nonetheless. Come on, dude, it'll take a few minutes to get Olivia in, then 30 to get the arcade. It won't take that long, damn it. Olivia huffs and wheels herself to the passenger side, opening the door for herself. Do you need any? It's fine. To punctuate her statement, Olivia uses her strong arms to lift herself on her armrests. Then, with more grace than I could thought possible from the olive-scale girl, she manages to flop down in the passenger seat. I stare at the abandoned chair, wondering where to put it. I got room in the trunk, Inko. Clunk. The trunk lid pops open with a heavy thunk to punctuate that. It takes me more time than I like to admit to figure out how to undo the locks to actually collapse the chair, but once it's done, I'm able to slide it into the spacious storage area easily. Damien had already hopped through the window of the front passenger seat by the time I'm done, as if he'd practiced the maneuver. Clack, clack, clack. I simply open the door behind Liz's seat and watch as a pile of soda cans empty into the pavement below. Sorry, those are from this morning. I just toss them in the back seat when I'm done. Surprised Liz doesn't make you use the bag. I do. Damien pulls up an overflowing plastic bag as if it were a trophy. Why haven't you tossed all those bottles out already? I'm saving them for a project about recycling. Plus, I'm also going to use a couple of them for sculpture. Saves me the trouble of going out and finding aluminum. And I get to drink as much soda as I want. I don't really say anything as Damien scoops out the rest of the cans from the car and puts them in a new bag, which he then stuffs in the car's trunk before giving me and Olivia's a thumbs up. Alright dudes, you're good to go. I nod and slink into the semi-clean seat. My hand searches for the buckle of the seatbelt and presses against something warm and soft. There's a tiny gasp next to me, and uncontrollable mystery. My hand is yanked away. Grabbed her fucking tail. I look to Olivia, her hand held to her chest, her green face in a scarlet tinge, and her mirror-shade eyes glare holes through my head. You okay? The emerald-scale girl just turns her maw from me. I stifle a mystery chuckle at that. The warmth of my palm fades, however, and leaves my hand feeling lost. Okay, all the safety checks are done. Oh, okay, all the safety checks are done. I saw she curled her neck. Let's get to the driver's seat and grips the steering wheel. Outside, she's craning her neck to check the mirrors and tires. Wait, Liz drives with her head sticking out the window? Liz pokes her head in. What's that? Her neck snakes inside and coils around the hook in the middle of the car. With practice motion, her neck continually coils till her head sits atop the neck roll, as if no different from someone putting on shoes. It kind of looks like a giant scale-covered scarf. There's even still enough space for her to see the windows and check behind her. Inko? Oh, it wasn't anything important. Alright. But, the city, right? I'd actually been wanting to see it a bit more up close for Yatakon's class. Do you know how much gas money it burned through to take a detour around here? Good, because neither do I. Let's do it. Hey, what? No! I barely have enough gas as is. The view on the way's fine. I'm looking forward to it as well. You sure? Yeah, I'll point out some stuff I remember along the way. You're my tour guide now? Don't make me change my mind. Glad that's settled. Everyone buckled in, right? Liz pulls away from the school parking lot, starting down the opposite direction. I've always entered and exited. Weird to think, but the edge of my world was as close as a right turn out of my own school. Then again, I still haven't been living here long. Anybody want a station? Anybody want a station? I don't think I've ever listened to the radio here either. Liz and Olivia hardly seem to glance in Damien's direction as well. Suit yourselves! In the span of a few seconds, the natural ambiance of the road is replaced with the loud sound of decades-old rock music, sending vibrations throughout the car and everyone in it. Just as fast as it comes, however, it stops as Liz haphazardly yanks the volume knob counterclockwise, toning the music down to a bearable level. Damien frowns for a moment, but he doesn't seem to contest her decision. Bzzz. What the? I turned off all the notification stuff except for the messages and calls, and between all the people I messaged, there's only one who isn't inside the car. Checking the screen, I see. Any song request, man? Ruh-roh, Raggy. Battery's low. Seriously? Fuck. I don't know, Damien. So long as it isn't twangy country music. Sure. Wait, you've been texting? Oh, sorry about that earlier. There was a bit of a technical issue. I got it fixed, though. Wait, you've been texting? How long? Yeah, since, like, the first week of school. What the heck, dude? Let me see your phone. I hand it over, open on the contact creation page. She taps the first few numbers and pauses. She sheepishly yanks out her phone from her coat pocket. She doesn't even know her own number? Olivia finishes tapping her number in her hand and hands it back. A lot of people I've seen don't know their own phone number, man. That's crazy. I know my phone number, my mom and dad's phone number, my sister's phone number, or one of my sister's phone number, and that's it. That's all I know. She entered herself as Live Long. Huh, sounds vaguely oriental. Bzzz. Live Long. Test. Yep, got it. Bzzz. Oh, that's great. That was uncalled for. That's why I sent it. She giggles at her own joke, and despite being the butt of it, the mood in the car is too high to hold it against her. Before long, the dense forestry starts giving way to more urban developments. More and more decorative palm trees start dotting the paths as well. The silhouette of the city gets closer, and as we approach one of those spaghetti junctions leading up to it, the result of the decades of poor infrastructure decisions, multi-million-dollar projects, promising to fix all the traffic, if they just built one more overpass. Olivia's paying close attention to her phone. She scrolls lazily through some forum. What's so funny? Oh, Nothing. Hey, Lizard Lounge? Oh boy, you're still browsing that, Olivia? Yeah. What is it? Don't tell him. It's this weird exclusionary chat room. They only allow dinosaur women. Men, and rather specifically human men, are banned. Racial segregation? Badass. Olivia showed me once. The people on it are really weird. Humans are banned? You weren't supposed to tell them. It's the last safe house for us on the internet. I think there's probably better places for that online for you to associate with. Tell me about the racial segregation. It's not that. It's just how it has to be for our safety. Some dino girl can be doing anything and anything at all, and there's always at least 3 guys in the comments saying she looks like. Don't say it. They also really bring down the quality of the site. Look, it's explained in the rules that humans have 1/5 the attention span of dinos. Liz groans while Olivia shows me her phone. The graph is blurred to hell, and I can't make it out most of the text. This sounds a lot like iFunny. I don't know how to feel about all this. It's not the get, Inko. Think about it. You're in history class. It sucks. So you just remember, wait a second, I'm a human, and stop listening. I wish I could do that. According to Lady Hitler here, you can. Hitler exists in this universe? It's just a funny group of women like me. Lay off. Let me have it. You don't really believe that stuff, though, do you? Not really. Just the rules of the place, right? Okay. Olivia sticks the phone back into her pocket with a huff. Well, was the ride to the arcade always this long? I think we're about 20 minutes away from the arcade still. Don't worry, Inko, the water fountains are integrated. That's awesome. Shut up. Damien cackles to himself. Alright, I hope the place still sells those hot dogs for just $1. There's no way anyone anywhere sells hot dogs for $1 anymore. Yeah, but they did. It was great. Olivia and I would save our lunch money just to go there instead after class. I don't think I'd trust it if it were still that cheap, honestly. We ate a dog off the floor once. That's different. Well, kinda. Damien fills the air with old tales of his and Olivia's adventures in the arcade. She'd occasionally chime in to correct him on whatever over-embellishment. Even as the last remnants of suburbia melt away and skyscrapers overtake our view of the outside world. Finally, I'm in the big city. Here we are. I'm almost disappointed when we pull into the arcade parking lot. Large glass windows covered the sun-bleached promotional leaflets adorn on the front of the arcade, and the building itself looks like a couple of decades old. Inko, a lot of buildings are a couple of decades old. This place was probably successful in the past, but I can only imagine they break even nowadays. Though maybe the recent resurgence of retro deco could change that. I can show you more on the return trip. Come on. Guess you must have seen my brief hesitance. Liz unlocks the trunk, and I hop out to get Olivia's chair. As I attempt to heave the thing out of Liz's trunk, it takes considerably more effort than I'd like to admit. Now, how do I unfold this blasted thing? There's a... Oh. As I check to make sure all my fingers are intact, I can see Olivia snickering through the passenger window. Inko-san, you have much to learn. Observe. Olivia makes sure the brakes are held, and heaves herself over in one motion. The chair is forced open by the momentum alone with a loud crack. She gracefully rolls by me, tongue stuck out in a smug victory over my ineptitude. Ready. Sweet! Damien hurries inside, and I can tell he's the most excited to be here out of anybody. Dude, this place is the bomb. We used to scrounge for change to come here after school. The place is abuzz with activity, flashing machines, all competing for attention, and gamers excitedly conversing. I lean in a bit closer to Olivia. It's pretty dang loud in here. You gonna be alright having to speak up more? Of course I am. What do you take me for, a kid? Sorry. I appreciate the concern. With a scowl, she peels her boot from the floor with a loud shtick. Ugh. Damien, you could have... Oh. Damien's taken off toward a nearby coin machine, fistful of bills at the ready. I could have told you too. I've been here before. So why didn't you warn me about the stickiness? Olivia shrugs. Liz's head lowers to a bridge of snoot pinching levels. Well, you two did kind of drop this on me at last minute. But I still remember this place pretty well. Great, you can show Inko around and I'll go with Damien. Liz meekly puts her pointer fingers together as she looks at the salmon-filled teen. The two-player gun thingies look fun to try out. You mean the light gun games? Yeah, those ones. Like Time Crisis? I love Time Crisis. I can't put my finger on it, but something tells me that Liz was banking on splitting apart from the start. Though it would have given me ample opportunity to have some alone time with Olivia. Just to get to know her more, of course. Ooh. Liz, I think I just broke this one's joystick. Liz sighs heavily through her nose. Seriously, Damien? Oh, come on, it's perfectly even and fair. You sure about this, Liz? We could just stick together. The long-necked Dinah looks around the arcade nervously. As much as I want to protest the suggestion, it might be for the best. Liz wants to stick with Damien, probably to make sure he doesn't do more damage. And Olivia knows this place well, so she'd know all the best games. We've already been spending time together after school, so why not? I'm not against the idea, just, Alright, glad you agree. Liz takes this as her cue to leave as she quickly pulls Damien away deep into the arcade. Meanwhile, Olivia begins to roll ahead, but stops and gives me an annoyed look. Come on already. Ah, right. As soon as I step closer, Olivia resumes her casual roll down the aisleway. Olivia's eyes seem distant as she looks over the various game cabinets in the room. Silver Iris is dancing. Whoa, what the fuck? And as we carry on slowly, the creeping awkwardness in my stomach gnaws away at me. I have no clue what to do right now. The point of this excursion was to relax. It feels so rude to interrupt her, but she definitely knows better than me. Say, Olivia. My voice brings her back to the current moment with a start, her hands maneuvering her chair around to look at me fully. What game should we try first? The baryonyx shrugs her shoulders. Anything? Okay, then how about one of your favorites? Oh wait. Ugh, bless me. My favorites? Yeah, I used to come here all the time. I'm sure you've got some you prefer. The look of surprise from her is quickly hidden by her turning her chair back around. Fine, my favorites then. My favorites. She pushes her wheelchair with purpose towards the particularly large screen in the corner. Looking at it closer, there's a large block connected to it, and a dull, multicolored sticks hanging off the sides with wires. Oh, damn it! I look at the title above the screen. Ruined Robbers. The more I look at it, the more I notice where the splotches of fresh paint barely cover poorly done marker graffiti. Olivia's pout is so prominent as she glares at the base of the funny-looking block before the screen. They updated it. So it should be better then, right? Her pout breaks, transforming to a depressed frown as her eyes seem to gloss over. I follow her gaze to the metal plate of the base to try to get better to understand. The machine looks pretty well maintained if you ask me. Something wrong with it? They added a foot pedal for the cover action. So it is like Time Crisis. Or House of the Dead. Or House of the Dead didn't have the foot pedal. I test the plate, feeling it sink down and noticing the video demo on the screen. Changes to a screen with a bunch of ass with the numbers next to each instance. This sucks. Livy's hands curl into the fist as she glares at the machine. A twinge runs through my chest when I look back to the frustrated Dino girl. One aspect of her favorite part-times has been changed in a way that almost robs her of it. The thought strikes a painful chord in my heart, though I know I had zero hand in the game update. All the same, to see the clover scale girl look so morose, I turn my eyes away to my feet, to the sensation leaving as I do, and a flash of brilliance overcomes me as I look at my loafers. Hey, I got an idea. She cuts me off with a growl. I know what you're going to say, and the answer is no. So you're willing to just give up because you can't play it easily? Yes. Olivia's response leaves me a bit floored. Her hateful eyes leer venomously at her former favorite game. But I know my idea will work. Okay, you play then. Having you been paying attention? I can't. I'll handle the pedal work. Olivia's words are left hanging as she tries to visualize what I'm saying. Her confused gaze wanders between me and the flat rectangle on the floor. The whole time she looks so goofy I have to withhold a chuckle in fear of her clawing me. She must have realized, though, as she snatches the light gun from my hand, her cheeks bearing a red hue. Fine. One game. She looks at the light gun in her hand and then takes a deep breath. Better do your job right, Inko. I give Olivia a nod and she wheels herself right next to the arcade machine. Gimme. She reaches out for my hand and goes to take it before I can respond. She takes it for a split second, then moves down to grab my wrist instead. Her scales are soft and cool. Hit the pedal when I squeeze, capiche? I nod in affirmation, and Olivia blasts the start button into pieces. Not so tight! Dude, hit the damn pedal! It's like playing with a controller lag. Inko! Sorry. Holy crap, this is worse than I remember. Hi, it's me, I'm the guy that makes sense. Here, you can see where I put respawning enemies in front of a place you're forced to cross. I came up with this idea while eating a bird. I don't even want to staple my ears to me. Fucking damn it, not again! Sounds like me playing Time Crisis. Whew, this game sucks. Want to play again? Yeah, sounds exactly like me playing Time Crisis. She's a bit intense. When Olivia finally releases her grip on my wrist, I feel my blood rushing through the imprint she left. We end up playing 4 or 5 games total. That's probably enough. I'm good to move on. You? Are you sure? I don't want to keep you here all day. Olivia looks over at the machine one last time before sliding the plastic gun back in its slot. I'm still a bit disappointed they changed it, but thanks. Alright, there's better games around anyway. Let's go. A stray thought from before I really got to know Olivia careens into the forefront of my mind. Sometime along the way, people start calling her Hot Wheels. Don't really remember who or when, but I do know it's proof she's got that fire in her. A fire in her. Before she can roll away too far, my hand takes hold of one of her chair grips, jolting the Dino Girl from her sullen stupor. Say, I've got an idea, Hot Wheels. Why don't we try the fighting game you were so good at? The fighting game? Olivia's jaw clicks shut and her hands ring together tightly. Arcade cabinets can't change, right? I mean, her gaze turns toward the opposite end of the arcade and I can hear the loud hollers of competition from there. Come on, Hot Wheels, what do you say? The name seems to invigorate her, her glacier irises hardening and ivory claws touching at her wheels. An eerie grin creeps across her features, tongue polishing an incisor as her predatory eyes latch onto the particular cabinet in the far side. Olivia picks a direction and speeds off, parting the sea of sweaty dinos and leaving a small space of safety in her wake. After a short while past some digital pachinko machines, she looks back at me for a moment, as if to confirm my presence and to say, "Don't lose me," and then yanks her wheelchair and launches herself through the building towards a new destination. What? Hey! I finally give chase, following as best as I can, while avoiding the rest of the awestruck players that just witnessed the high-speed Dino Girl shoving them aside in their wake. As I get closer, the atmosphere seems to grow thicker, the very air becoming dank and heavy, almost as if someone dialed the humidifier up to 11. For a second I have to stop in my tracks, catch my breath, and try to cool down as my shades begin to fog up. Water break time! Oh! Oh! Oh my god, that's awesome. So, this is the power of the fighting game crowd. I hear things, but I thought they were jokes. Through the fog I spot Liz, or rather Liz's head, sticking above the crowds. Yo, you found us. Getting closer, Damien and Liz's head come into view. Olivia stops and checks one last time that it didn't get washed away in the crowd. She then moves past Damien and Liz, coming to a screeching halt next to a particular cabinet that's occupied by someone else. She removes a shiny coin from her pocket, placing it firmly down on the controls of the current player, who hardly glances at her. As I step forward, I'm able to overhear the exchange between the two dinos. Greaseball and Kylosaur, without even looking away from the cabinet, starts rattling off his credentials to Olivia, as if it's a job interview. You know I'm the best Jurassic player this side of Volcadera, right? Double S ranked, 3 online tournament wins. Besides, it's 50 cents, not shut up and nut up already. Ooh. Olivia's voice causes the Ankylosaur to grimace and finally turn his head. You really want to try me? Look, Tiny Tim, his jaw clicks shut as his eyes manage to sweep above, and then down to Olivia, his eyes squinting as his retinas slowly adjust to the low lighting of something not displaying brightly colored pixelated characters. Bro, you know can't be bringing shares over here. Not after last summer. Ha, dick. Olivia growls and raises a fist, and I think the pale-scaled dino finally sees who's challenging him. His maw flaps helplessly as he tries to explain himself before just stopping himself completely. Never mind. I'm sorry. The Gator girl sighs and taps a finger on the quarter she placed down. Rules say you can't refuse, right? His head tilts in confusion. You know, you look to be the new champ here, right? This is the champ's cabinet, right? Damien comes over by this point, followed closely by Liz's head. Champ's cabinet? Unofficial, but that's the oldest one here. Been here since the dawn of time. It's like sacred or something. I look over at the old machine, the paint on it chipped and positively covered in marker ink to the point that the only legible thing on the very juvenile edit to the game's title, Jurassic Park. Or Jurassic. This thing? Yeah, man, they only let head honchos actually use it. If you're spotty trying to use it without credentials, you'll end up headbutted. That's bull, but I believe it. I look back to Olivia, who's having a withering stare down with the squat guy she challenged. Look, lady, I'm a big deal here. Buster O'Nuts, crown champ in all of Volcadera. This particular Jurassic machine's got a history. It happens to be the same machine as that Dano the Rex Go managed to parry. Quit stalling and fight me already. That parry thing, was that a reference to that one Street Fighter tournament clip of the guy who parried all of Chun-Li's special move kicks? Because that video was awesome. I'm just setting the stage is all. Making sure this is... Plus, you think you're the only challenger I've got? I look around, noticing that there is now a group surrounding us. Only my title is champion. I'll take all comers now. On my title as champion, I'll take all comers now. A hushed whisper goes through the crowd. Finally, I form a line now. Okay. Tallest to smallest. What? No cutting. Oh, heck yeah, we're gonna wipe the floor with you, Buster. Wait. What? I don't even play video games. I'm not really a gamer either. Too bad. Consider it the blood tax. I want to protest further, but Olivia's head turns towards me with a pleading look on her face. Besides, you think I want to put my hands on that thing? Who knows where we're in? Ingo! Yes! Come on, Liz. Don't be that... It won't be that bad. You're still by the Brachio booth, right? Hold tight, I'll come get you. Damien pushes back through the small group around us, following Liz's neck to find the rest of her. Her head swivels around and gives chase. They're pleased to not have to play falling on deaf ears. Brachio booth. And the arcade's claustrophobic, so Brachiosaurus would tend to bump into everything, including each other. There were some lawsuits, so now there's a few platforms placed where people like her can just sit and reach everything. There's even some water fountains attached. Doesn't stop things from getting entangled, but when there's multiple, but it's something. Huh. Lore. In the end, Liz must have relented because she shuffles up to the rest of the group. Fine, let's just make this quick. Liz reluctantly steps forward towards the arcade cabinet, a crooked smile forming on the self-proclaimed champion's face. It doesn't take long for Liz to completely lose. The large Ankylosaur's hands move like a blur as they dance across the controls, pummeling their digital opponent to the ground. As boastful as he was earlier, he at least proved that he was skilled at Jurassic Kick, the screen displaying perfect after only a minute against Liz, so it's a Street Fighter parody. Liz crosses her arms and starts heading back to her seat in the booth, head in tow with a pout. Buster leans his head back again and his against his clasped hands to make a show that it was no big deal. Next victim! Damien struts to the cabinet and jams his hands into the pocket for change. Is there a whole piggy bank in there? Haven't seen your group around before. Tourists? Huh? Oh, nah. Liv and I used to come here all the time. Life's been tough, so we got some friends together to come along this little trip down memory lane. Lighten the mood a bit. This place hasn't changed much in the years either. Aha! He hoists the quarters high and jams them in the slot. Once more, the screen lights up and the character selection music busts in. Buster considers his selection and ultimately chooses the same character. Oh. What's with that death glare? Damien just picked a counter to his character. Probably expects all of us to be beginners. Buster does seem a bit more tense now. Been a while since then, though. Her explanation is cut short as her words take on a scratchy quality to them. Are you okay? What? I'm fine. I can go refill your canteen pretty quick. Sure, thanks. As she reaches behind her and unhooks her severely dented water bottle from her chair. Speaking of which, time for another sip. Refreshing. There's something to look into for Christmas. That Buster guy said there was a water by the Brachio booths. Although I can't imagine the water here is very good. Christmas. What? What am I thinking? I haven't gotten anyone a gift like that before. Focusing, till you're just getting some water. I head deeper into the arcade towards the center, passing through an aisle lit by game screens. You guys done already? No, I'm just refilling Olivia's bottle. Guess I'm gonna miss Damien's match. Say, Liz, this sticker here, what is it? Her head comes down her head comes in close as she eyes the weird brand on this canteen. Oh, that's from a really old show. Like, back in the 90s old. Why? Just curious is all. Well, I never really asked Olivia about it. Maybe I should. After all, I think I recall watching a video essay about it once. Though I could never really get into older stuff. The animation always looks so choppy. Hey, shut the fuck up, dude. Go fuck yourself. Ed, Edd n Eddy, that's 1999. SpongeBob, that's 1999. Shit. I forgot what else came out in the 90s that I've seen. But, keep going. Pokemon, I'll give you that. Pokemon looks choppy back then. It's surprising that Damien and Buster are still playing, this time both of their hands slamming furiously on the controls. A crowd that has even formed around the duo, exchanging low whispers as they watch the old CRT screen. I pick out Olivia in the front of the crowd, close to the cabinet so she's able to clearly watch. She's hyper-focused at the point that I swish the bottle in front of her face as she leans over to keep watching. Evil it is then. I hold the canteen above her muzzle and carefully tip it over until a few drops fall on her face. Her tongue laps along her lips and swipes up the nourishing droplets before glaring at me. Hey, there you go, fresh from the latrine. Har. She takes the bottle and downs most of it right away before clearing her throat. Thanks. How's Damien's match doing going? Well, he's getting too aggressive. He is? Yeah, Buster picked a rush down character, so Damien picked a zoner to keep Buster at a distance. Problem is that zoners are notoriously bad when it comes to footsies and are even worse with mix-ups, which means that if Buster is able to get into Damien's hurt box, he's going to get super punished. He might even lose the set in a single... Wait a second, I'm a human. So Damien has to keep his distance. It's not... Oh, shit, why did I keep doing that? Oh, crap! Olivia and I watch from the sidelines as, over the next few seconds, Buster pulls off an impressive series of moves that crush Damien's character into the ground. almost like he was waiting for us to get back. Wow, you actually knew how to play. Buster jams an accusing finger my way, as though marking me for death. You're next. Damon's expression carries a hint of disappointment as he steps away from the cabinet, but he quickly peps up and resumes his usual jovial self. Just me and Olivia left. I nervously step up to the cabinet. A plethora of characters in various fighting poses stare back at me, each with their own promises of victory. I recall an old saying Coach Sully had said. If we do not know what we are doing, then the opposing team certainly can't anticipate our future actions. That's actually pretty good. I tap my joystick over to a large question mark in the middle of the screen is highlighted, to the astonishment of the spectators and my visibly nervous opponents, who chooses a random character. That's actually a pretty good strategy if you're good with all of them. The game begins, and my opponent besides me seems exceptionally calm as he manipulates his controls, compared to me trying out every button and stick input to figure out what the heck I'm doing. Unlike Damien, who at least looked like he was holding his own against the bloated Buster, I was getting the digital crap kicked out of me. Every attempt I made was met by a character being grabbed and thrown in some ridiculously elaborate way. By the time the perfect announcement plays out on the screen, I can feel my wrists cramping up from the crazy amount of button mashing I've done in under a minute. At least I'm lasting longer than Liz. Don't feel too bad. I am the best here, after all. His snort-filled laughter grates my ears as I walk back to my friends, all of them staring daggers at the pasty scalar dino. The rest of the crowd are in uproar along with him, and I can feel my ears heat up at the attention. Olivia's eyes are narrowed as he wheels herself into position, her tail lashing roughly against the ground as she waits for her laughter to die down and her turn to finally begin. Buster chuckles to himself while cracking his knuckles. I just finished wiping the floor with your friends while hardly breaking a sweat. Just so you know who you're really dealing with, I'm Buster O'Nuts, achiever of Octaves in the annual Grass Cake Wisconsin E-Tournament, demolisher of Icaria, second best player of the 2000-2012, and co-leader of the Midwestern branch of the Mighty Mammoths Gamers Guild. You won't look bad for ducking out. Or are you ready to get busted? You're fat. You know, you can still back out of this. Olivia's response is to insert her coin slowly, without breaking eye contact with Buster, with what I can only describe as a predatory leer. She then slams her fist onto the start button. Buster instantly moves his cursor towards a different character. Damien next to me lets out a soft gasp. What? What's wrong? Buster's character is like 3 kinds of bullshit is what's wrong. What? Well, for one thing, he's usually gentleman's band and tourneys, and his mouth is moving, but all that comes out is alien words. Buster lets out a chuckle and turns back to look at Olivia, giving her a smug grin. Olivia doesn't seem all that fazed by Buster's character choice, clicking her joystick lazily. As soon as Olivia picks her character, the game's announcer blares the name out loud. Wani Long! Damien turns to look at me, excitement in his face overbearing. That's Olivia's main! Oh man, this is gonna be one hell of a fight if Olivia's breaking her out. So, is this Wani Long a good character? Shortest explanation you'll understand is yes. What's the long one? If you don't know what a shadow is, it'll take too long to explain here. Bah. While Damien rambles on, I recall Olivia's motivation just to get here. That look she had, that more than anything piques my curiosity. So, how good is Olivia with her? Damien's reply is only given a wide, big grin. Oh, you'll see. A loud sound bite and the cabin speakers signals the start of Olivia's match. Given the way Damien spoke of Olivia's skills like it was derived from an ancient scroll, I expected it to be a flurry of pixelated beatdowns and tactful controller play. But instead it looked like nothing at all. One large display, both characters are just shifting back and forth, the joysticks in Olivia's and Buster's hands clacking about furiously. Honestly, it looks more like they're attempting to make their digital avatars tap dance. Oh. Wait, did I miss something? I don't want to turn my eyes away in case anything happens. No, like they're trying to get a read on each other. It's like they're trying to predict what the other will do, so they can counter and steal the match. Oh. So like they're sizing There's a heavy crack and thump on the floor in front of me. Olivia's tail lashed on the base of the cabinet while Buster's Thagomizer managed to crack into the concrete floor beneath them. On screen, the characters finally made contact and sent each other flying in opposite directions. Behind me, the crowd started cheering, finally excited that there was some actual action happening. Damien is hollering next to me, cheering on Olivia with all his might. There's a nice drawing. Though the excitement dies down again as the duo resumes their cyber posturing. My eyes darted between Olivia and Buster. Olivia is completely absorbed in the match. Her eyes are wide and full of killing intent. Buster, on the other hand, seems like he can barely contain his fury. 10 seconds on the clock. Olivia comes in clutch, punishing Buster's character with an impressive string of attacks. He manages to get away with a single pixel of health, just as the time limit runs out. Winner! Wani Long! The crowd goes nuts as Olivia's victory is announced. And you know what? I can't help but cheer along with them. Olivia slumps back in her MOBA seat and lets out a sigh before returning to her original position. Buster lets out a snort, twists as he twists and stretches his neck and cracks his knuckles before once again gripping the controls tight. Round 2. Clashing Trash! The crowd returns to a more silent state of observing the match closely, only low murmurs as they gawk at two highly skilled players. The words passed around reach me, attempting to draw my eyes away. Weird for him. Surprised he's not doing the... Is he playing with her? Come on, Olivia! Damien's shout above the rest of them nearly blew inked eardrums, but I shared his sentiment and stylized characters exchanged simple blows. The timer continues to tick down, Buster once again being put on the defensive. Without knowing how all the previous bouts went, Buster had always had control of the cutthroat level of offense. I didn't think of him being this passive. The countdown once again hits 0, this time with Olivia's character slouching in defeat before the crowd cheering again, though less enthusiastically than before. You got this, Olivia. Just one more win and you're champ again. Olivia's shoulders tense up at what he said, and all eyes stare directly at her. Damien? Come on, Hot Wheels, show them why you're the best. She groans a bit and refocuses on the screen. The group simmers down into silence in anticipation of the start of the final match. The sudden silence actually catches me off guard for a second, long enough for my own doubts to catch up to me. Buster's playstyle. It's like he's not really trying. Oh, he's going easy on her. The match starts and the hype flares right back up. That's stupid of me to even think that the Gamer Pro champion type. He's got way too much to lose. Yet. Hey, Damien. Yeah? Do you notice anything off about how Buster's playing? You noticed it too? I guess I'm not just paranoid then. Like, I didn't even really watch your match, but was he always so passive? No. Like, these two are crazy good, so maybe this is all mind games. As if he's going to throw the game and let her win. We glance back to the ongoing battle happening on the screen. I take notice of Buster's hand movements. As Olivia launches her character into a furious combo, sure enough, Buster hesitates just enough to let his fighter get hit by the first blow. That's brilliant timing. This is crazy. Huh? Then it hits me all at once, like a freight train. The way Buster was looking down at Olivia, how he didn't want to take her challenge, all the excuses he was giving. He's a virgin. But also, he's throwing the whole match, isn't he? Damn it. Even here, Olivia was right. Damien, I think he's taking it easy on her. You think so? Damien takes a moment to ponder what I said. Dang. Even here. That's what I was thinking. Should we do something? What, interrupt the match? Everyone else is having fun. The crowd whoops again. Only now it sounds a bit different. Hollow. Mocking. Damien! Ugh! Damien's feels sagged with concern. Turns to me. What we came here for was a good time. If she can't tell, what's the harm? Jeez. You know what I mean. Yeah, I do. And I hate that he's right. I could stand up for her. I mean, just being there for Olivia when Mia was getting on her went pretty alright. But that was a while ago. I just don't know. I'll look over the crowd again. This match is about halfway done, judging by the remaining health pools. Don't cause a fuss for Olivia. Cheer. first, let me save, just in case. But nah, cheer for Olivia. It's just like, come on, man. Just cheer her on. She can do it. I know Olivia normally doesn't like this from strangers. But I'm no stranger to Olivia. She knows my intentions. We're friends. On screen, it looks like the characters are about to strike one another with their feet. I cup my hands around my mouth. Go, Olivia! You got this! David recoils from my scream. Or maybe I popped in his eardrum, judging by the glare he levels at me. Then he raises 2 fingers to his mouth. Whee! I can't whistle like that. Heck yeah, you got this! Even Liz tries to join in, shouting down at the crowd with her own cheers. Oh, you know what would be cool? You can do it, Hot Wheels! Yeah, go Hot Wheels, go! Olivia flinches and turns her head to look back at us a bit. Curiously, so does her opponent. She sees us cheering as she gets her usual disfavoring furrowed brow. No way I'm sticking to my guns. No way I'm sticking to my guns. Eyes on the screen, Hot Wheel, he's gonna get you! Beat him without even looking! She stares right through the crowd at me. It's only an instant, but it feels longer. But her subtle scowl cracks. And then it completely folds into a smirk back at us. She faces back to the screen with renewed vigor. Buster shakes his head to snap himself out of his own slog. Looks like he was only intending to lose by a little. He's picking up the pace now. Only time! Max time's out. Ah! Dang, want to go another round? People need a winner. Actually, mind if I run to the restroom real fast? Shit, yeah, it's down that way. Olivia turns and smiles at me again. It's warm. She then goes off to the restroom. Buster waits for her to be out of earshot and scrambles over to Damien and I. Hey, you two. You guys weren't serious, right? Huh? You were saying Hot Wheels. That's not really her, right? The Hot Wheels from a decade ago? Yeah, yep, it's her. Why? Damn, I feel like a jackass now. You were throwing for her, weren't you? A little. Your buddy, Finhead, gave me some sob story about her during our match, and I felt bad, okay? Who wants to be known as the asshole that picks on cripples? Oh, Buster was being hospitable to a young lady. Who the fuck? Shut the... Yo, Buster, you simping? Piss off. But, yeah, I didn't mean any disrespect or anything. Crap, I didn't know she had history here. I should have more respect than that. He sighs. What do you do now? I play for real. It's what she deserves. It's all we ask. Buster nods and turns at the thumbs up. He cracks his knuckles and neck in preparation for his first legitimate match of the day. You're still kinda simping though. Shut the hell up, Dave. Olivia returns, sliding up to the machine once more. Thanks for waiting. No problem. Ready? You know it. Good, cause you're going down this time. The voice I chose for Buster is very straining. But I believe it's accurate. They give each other one last competitive leer before putting all their focus on the screen. Just before, Buster chooses the OP character and Olivia picks Wani Long. As soon as the in-game announcer yells, "Fight!" Buster immediately goes in for the kill, the total opposite of how he was playing last match. He catches Olivia off guard for a moment, leading her character to eat a massive combo that takes away a good chunk of her health. True to his word, he isn't holding back this time, for Olivia's sake, dealing her the same level of beatdown brutality he gave to the opponents before her. This seems only to invigorate her, putting her skills and hands into overdrive. Even though Buster was going full force, Olivia still manages to get Wani Long to land a few punches and kicks, along with evading some attacks. The crowd seems to notice the reappearance of Buster's lethality, causing an uproar of cheering and whoops. Whoops. Damien, of course, follows suit. You got this, Hot Wheels, kick his ass! Can't let him be the only one, right? Show him why you're the champ! Unfortunately, not even Olivia could beat Buster's true fighting skills, and like his previous opponents, KO Bold wins! The crowd is a mix of groans and cheers and excitement at the ill-fated defeat of Olivia. Buster crosses his arms, basking in self-pride of beating the legendary Hot Wheels. Damn, you really handed my ass to me. Didn't I say it was kind of a big deal around here? Yeah. Though I gotta admit, you gave me a real challenge. I see why you're known as a champ. Thanks. If you're ever up for a rematch, you know where to find me. With that, Olivia makes her way over to us, a smile beaming across her face. Alright, who's next? We exit the crowd into a more spacious part of the arcade. That was awesome, Liv. You really gave him a run for his money. I know, right? I know I'm a bit rusty, but the moment I got my hands on the controls and he gave me a real fight, I was so close to beating him. Despite having been outmatched and losing to her, she seems to be having even more fun than ever. I'm feeling all jittery after that fight. That's the gamer rush settling in you. Hey, you know they sell food here, right? You should get some snacks to celebrate. Well, I was smelling grease. I was just assuming it was... He takes his own order and starts marching off in another direction. Damien, wait for the rest of us. Food. Huh. You know what? I could go for a little something. Yeah, it's getting pretty late. Come on, they went this way. Olivia starts plowing through the crowd once more. Oh boy, this again. I'll call it exercise. The snack bar is a small cut away from the rest of the building, segregated by the different style tiling and the brighter fluorescent lighting. There's a lot of options aside from what you'd expect. Pizza, ice cream, chicken strips, pickles, and the like. Ew, pickles. When Damien asked for 2 slices of pizza, Liz got excited. The moment he got the food, however, he was already eating one while holding the other. She seemed really annoyed, but took his offer and let him pay for her food. He offered to pay for Olivia and myself, but the last thing I want for him to do is drain his wallet any further, knowing their living situation. It's barely over $10, so it's not like it bothers me. Olivia had gotten an order of chicken wings slathered in hot sauce. I just went with the classic chicken strips and one of the sodas I recognized from the school vending machines. We take a seat at one of the few open tables, and I struggle not to think about how often they're cleaned. Damien doesn't bother sitting with us. He just heads right back to the fray with both arms occupied by his dinner. Liz follows after Damien to keep track of him, at least her head does. Olivia barely even sets her tray down before... Crunch, crunch. I subtly shift myself away from the maelstrom of molars and claws. Damien probably said he'd cover the meal because he knew Olivia would get, like, this. Sheesh, Hot Wheels. Would you like some actual meat on that? I didn't even know wing bones could get that big. Olivia responds by snapping the bone in 2 between her teeth. The marrow squirts out a little, and she has to get a napkin to wipe her cheek. Suddenly, my own chicken tender meal looks even more unsavory, so I push it aside and closer to the toothed tornado. It only takes moments for her to accept my offerings with no manners whatsoever. Thank you. Don't mention it. So, after we finish, any other plans? Olivia ponders my words while rolling a bone around her mouth like it's a lollipop stick. It's just a chicken bone, Inko. An oddly large chicken bone. I don't know. I bet we've done all I want to do by now. Damien's probably got another 20 minutes before he burns out. I'm cool to hang here. Unless you want to do something. No, I actually don't play games much. I had fun playing with you, though. Olivia looks away for some reason. We should do this sort of thing more often. Yeah? Of course. I never had this much fun outside of my previous schools. And because I've never had many friends to hang out with. That's kind of sad. It is, but it looks like moving here was a change for the better. Plus, it's fun hanging out with you. Though stained with sauce, Olivia's lips curled into a smile. And Liz and Damien too, of course. Though, I have to admit, the way Liz gravitates towards Damien, it's almost like she has this all set up. What do you mean? Well, Damien and Liz are pretty close, so maybe she's using this as an opportunity for them to get close. Maybe she's using this as an opportunity for them to get closer. It's almost like we're on a double date or something. She jerks back to me, completely attentive. Did I say something? Really? Yeah, it's kind of funny. Since we hang out together pretty often, people might start to think we're together. Something whips into my back. Yeah! Olivia grabs hold of her tail. Crap, sorry. Yeah. I had fun today. Going out like this for the first time in ages, seeing this place again, it's nice. Yeah, Buster guy said they renovated it a bit in the last few years. Has anything else changed? Olivia looks into the depths of the arcade, looking for anything different. You know what? I think the wallpaper's changed. But other than that, she turns back to me with a nostalgic grin. No, it stayed the same. You know what has changed, though? What? The people here. What, like employees? Them too, but I meant the regulars. When we came here, the place was always more... Her tongue probes her cheek as she considers different words. More hectic? No, more packed. It was so easy going to get through here today. I recall her almost running up some people over to get across the building. And with the look she had back then, I don't think she'd have noticed if she had. Olivia's gaze lingers back towards the arcade machines. Back then, every machine was crowded. It was a lot louder, and there was always this something in the air that had everyone excited. What about when you had that guy? What about when you and that guy were playing Jurassic Kick? Okay, yeah, it was like that. But way more, like, it felt like every machine had a crowd around it. Everyone was just getting crazy. It was always a pain to wait your turn. I know exactly what she's talking about, man. I remember this, the bowling alley in my town. It had this kind of mini arcade in it that had like Time Crisis and a bunch of other classic arcade games, and always people there, always. And it sucked to see it not like that anymore. With the heaviest of sighs, Olivia turns back toward me. It just feels empty, like everything else nowadays. I mean, empty is good when you're able to get around easily, near hit and runs notwithstanding. And personally, this place feels crazy to me. Even here at the tiny food court, I can feel the rumbling loudness of all the people here resonate through my body. Her only response was a non-committal hum. Olivia handles her flask carefully, staring down at the sticker I noticed earlier with a wistful look. I remember that Liz mentioned it being about an old show she watched. Say, I noticed that sticker when I went to refill it. What's it from? Oh, that's from some old anime that I remember watching growing up. It's nothing really special. From some anime, huh? What's it about? Her eyes glazed. You want to know? This is me talking about the things that I like. Whenever someone asks me about the lore behind my favorite things. You want to know? Sure, I never really caught on to the whole anime stuff, but I like to know what it's about. Well, if you really do want to know, it's not like any other anime. It's called Gundam. And Gundam, oh fuck. I've never seen Gundam, but I know it's fucking crazy. For the next 5 minutes, Olivia tries to summarize the premise of Gundam in detail. Given that I'm as clueless to it as it with fighting terminology, the plot sounds completely esoteric. The sticker is the symbol worn by the faction of Spacenoids fighting for their independence. Sounds like a just and noble group with a goal like that. Watching her, I'm just gonna assume it's not, and that's a joke for people who watch it. Watching her talk so passionately about the series, franchise, oh, that's a lot. For how long? But that's alternate universe stuff, and then there's this martial arts one, and she continues her description from the franchise. I start to realize how enamored I've become. Not just about hearing the show, but from seeing Olivia talking about her favorite show with such passion and energy. I find myself engrossed in her voice as she recounts a particular version of the anime, as she's taken and emulating segments from the show. And in the end, he finally admits it, and it's one of the best romances Gundam's done in... Her sudden pause worries me. What's wrong? Nothing. Doesn't sound like nothing. Rather, given the roughness of her tone again, her throat finally rang dry. Do you need another refill? I'm good. She drinks deeply from the canteen that had started this all off. It's been a while since she talked herself dry like that. In fact, I can't recall the last time she desperately needed to hydrate like that. I think maybe around the start of the school year. She releases the canteen and lets a breath of relief out. Better? Olivia nods. Yeah, anyways, where'd I leave? Actually, I've probably been babbling on too long about it. Oh, no, I don't mind at all. Nah, it's fine. Besides, let me talk about my favorite show. So tell me about yours. Let's see. Breaking Bad, Barry, South Park. I am not into I've never seen Game of Thrones. I saw 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. Didn't really like it. Skipped it. So, go fuck yourself. Mine? Well, Better Call Saul as well. Better Call Saul, fucking great. Well, I haven't finished anything, just mostly video essays about old shows. I'm told I can call myself a fan of video games without having played them, but does that apply to TV? Olivia sure has taste. She can tell me exactly what kind of show she likes and why she likes it. I just know bits of trivia. No, that can't be right. I've seen lots of things in passing. Like, well, shoot. I have no swag. I guess I spent more time watching in-depth video essays about shows than actually watching them. Man, that's embarrassing. Oh, no it's not. Okay, maybe a little. But it's never too late to get into it. See what you do or don't like. Next time you're over at my place, we can binge watch a whole anime series. I like the sound of that. But if it ever gets too intense, you can always watch Power Raptors with Vinny. Do not fucking talk shit about Power Rangers like that, bitch. I grew up Power Rangers Samurai. Fuck yeah, I wanted to be the... Red was my favorite color, but I wanted to be the Green Ranger so bad. He was cool. Ah, relax. Toku shows like that aren't just for kids to like. It's funny though. I remember my dad letting me watch it as a kid, and Vinny got into it because I showed him. If you don't mind me asking, you mentioned that your dad's in and out of town because of his job. What is it exactly? He's on contract with the DoD. Wow, really? Yeah, been working with the Air Force since I was a baby. Normally he isn't called that often, but when he does, it's pretty lengthy. Weeks, even months. That must suck. It isn't all too bad. You still call each other and send messages. The work just keeps him busy. Well, that's good. Keeping in touch with your folks is important. Why do I feel sad now? What about your parents? What's their job? Oh, mine are joint partners in architect. It's why we move around a lot, and the main reason why we're here in Volcadera to begin with. Ah, now it all makes sense. What does? You know, she points to my shades and jacket. Having on a jacket and shades doesn't automatically make me rich, Olivia. Dude, who else wears clothes from Abercrombie and Flint? And has an extra pair of Ray A-Bands sunglasses on them. People in mansions, that's who. I don't live in a mansion. For your information, it's a 2-story complex with an automatic gate and... Oh. I see what you mean. Now you get it, moneybags. Suddenly Liz starts waving her hands around excitedly. What the... Inko! Olivia! Damien comes rushing in, both arms filled with a pile of tickets. Whoa, Mama, that's a lot of tickets. The other end is still trailing behind them. Damien got the jackpot at the Mega Millionaire. This is probably like 1,000 tickets. I'm gonna go see what it gets me at the prize corner. Come on. Holy crap. Alright, yeah. You done eating, Olivia? She takes the basket of chicken strips and pushes it back from the table. Yeah. I roll my eyes and follow behind Damien to the prize counter. He plops his winning stash on the counter in front of the unamused clerk. So what'll this get me? Nothing. You need to drop it at the ticket counter first. I remember going to Chuck E. Cheese as a kid and seeing one of those ticket counters and being so fucking just enamored by it, thinking it was fucking crazy. It was the purple dude from Chuck E. Cheese. You like put it into his mouth and he would count and make like nom 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 noises as he counts them. Oh, this is fucking awesome. Oh, damn, nearly forgot. He rushes off to get them counted, and I look over the options. There's a few old games up on the top shelf for several thousand. What's the exchange rate supposed to be? Below me in the glass counter is a bunch of candy and small plastic novelties. There's a lot of joke items too. Whoopee cushions, air horns, things like that. In the corner is a series of licensed and generic plush toys hanging. What do you think you'll get? Probably the mini RC car? Or no, maybe that plasma globe. He's going to get a handful of candy and let us have the rest. You think so? Alright, I'm back. He hands the ticket over to the spot. I spot the number 1247 printed on the ticket. Dang, that's enough for one of the plushies on the wall. Let's see. I want... Hey, how about that? He points to the small foosball table on the top shelf. The clerk glances up at it and back. It's going to be like another few thousand. Ugh, damn it. Well, I'm out of ideas. I guess I'll have some of those then. The clerk gets a small bag of chocolates from the display. Ooh. You guys can have the rest. I don't really need anything here. Nothing's really speaking to me either. I might want something. Olivia scans the corner. There's still enough tickets for a medium prize. She might be going for a paddleball or something. Whoa, look at that. She points to the plushie corner. The blue slug thing? No, next to it. There's a weird dark green thing hanging in the corner. The only one of its kind. I kind of want to drop kick it. That one? I don't know. Something really makes you want to, I don't know, tie it to a firework and set it off in a deep fryer. I was just thinking the same thing. You guys are rude. I'm not saying you're wrong, though. He looks like he's the reason we have taxes. I hate his face. He thinks he's better than all of us. I've gotten used to it. I've been around for years. Tell it I hate it. You don't really want it, right, Olivia? Wow. It's just like me. It needs a for real right after that. Wow, it's just like me, for real, for real. Her eyes are bright and wide. She's in love. Ugh. The cork hands her the stuffed toy and she looks deep into its beady eyes. Yep, just like me. I'm gonna set that on fire sometime. Not if you like having both arms. We have two for a reason. The argument continues. For several minutes. Guys, it's getting late. I think it's time we head out. Ah, shoot, she's right. Even though the weekend starts tomorrow, I still have the curfew that my folks are strict about. Agreed. Oh, I guess you're right. On the way out, Damien stops and breathes in deeply. You know, this was a lot of fun. Just looking at them. Ooh. Does your lover know? Test your love. Coming all over together for the first time in a while. Thanks for taking us, Liz. Oh, it's no problem. Thanks to you guys, too. Yeah, man, it was fun. We should do this again sometime. Just like you remember it? Even better. I know it was a bit meh about the idea at first, but I'll admit, it was worth it. Back in the car, the argument picks up again. I'm just saying you should try hiding pencils in its ears until it comes out the other side of its head. If anyone hurts him, I'll kill you. She stares with a razor intent back at Damien. Okay, let's not get into fratricide over a plush animal. Olivia hugs the wretched thing tighter. So, Inko, you want me to drop you off at your place? Oh, dang, yes, please. Hadn't thought of that. I quickly send Liz the address to my house, which she puts into Google Maps. Buckled in, we head out into the parking lot and onto the main road. Entering the freeway, we pass by the city, now illuminated. The early fall sunset bathes the car's interior a warm orange, and as we make our way home, and find myself recalling all the spots Olivia had highlighted. I wanted to ask her again just so I knew for sure, but seeing her rest peacefully gave me a pause. Well, I suppose I can ask her another time. Better to let sleeping gators lie. Wait, lay? Let her rest. She had fun. Now she's tired. And that's all that matters. I know Olivia mentioned that the place was updated, but I'd be lying to myself if I didn't say that it looked a bit too grimy. Just hope I don't get sick. Yep, I got sick. Shit. I've been completely out the whole weekend, sick like a dog. Must have caught it at the arcade. At first it was just a slight headache and a stuffy nose, but Sunday it felt like my bones were made out of paper mache. I couldn't even go to school today. Man, this sucks. I shouldn't have ignored the signs. A rapid weather change isn't helping at all either, between the pollen and chills. Worst part is I'm falling out of practice. I've tried on and off every hour to watch a drawing tutorial, but within minutes my consciousness is overtaken by a fog and I retreat back to bed. At this rate, I'll never actually have the skill people thought I had at the beginning of that contest. Between the sunlight obscuring clouds and my own bouts of unconsciousness, it feels like I've been sick for weeks instead of just days. I would have asked my parents for some help, but they still had work, and most help they could be was simply calling into school to let them know I was sick. Slurp. I finish off the cup of medicine I made and go back to my noodles. Wait, no. I have been doing this for long enough, and we are going to call it there for today. Let's go to the main menu. Yep, I saved. So far, so amazing. Characters are great, art is great, story's great. I really feel the emotions of the characters. I love the characters. They're all very likable. And the ones who I'm supposed to hate, such as Mia and their two friends who I forget the name of, I hate them, which I'm supposed to. And with that being said, yeah, this has been another really long video. I'm going to try to make the next one pretty soon. Maybe not make it so long, but long, maybe like an hour or two. But with that being said, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch one of these stupid long videos. And with that being said, it really means the world to me. So that is going to be it for me. May God bless you, and please have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.